Welcome in, Outlaws. That's right. I'm KGB from the C Sports Network, Clan HBS channel, bringing you another Brave stream baseball. That's right, guys and gals. We're going to be streaming Game 2 of the 4-game series with the Diamondbacks. The Braves narrowly beat the Diamondbacks last night. It took 11 innings to do it, but we got the job done. So we took the first game of the series. There you go, David. I see you found some of the new emojis I made for you. Hey, Lonnie, David, and George. Welcome in, everybody. As always, we went live 20 minutes early. That way we can get everything done. As you know, there's things behind the scenes that got to be turned on. And started after the stream has started. So with that said, let me go check and see where they're at within the game. They are doing a little talking, so when they come back from commercial, I will put them talking on for you guys. Now, if you are, let's see if this chat works. Yes, it does. We are testing something out here, guys and gals. Can't really read it there. I thought about sticking it inside there, but there we go. Shut that off for tonight. I just don't think that's going to work all that good. Now, that's all dependent on you guys typing in the chat, but yeah, I added in the chat stuff. Yeah, that's so small. Well, I don't know how big it's going to be. All right, so I'll do a testing of the chat here sometime soon. It doesn't quite look like it's going to work. I need to readjust the feed of it. So, hey, I gave her a shot. Wanted to add in your guys' chats and a few other things starting to get implemented. So let's finish getting everything set up here so we can get on to baseball. We are 11 minutes out from first pitch, ladies and gentlemen. 11 minutes. First pitch was scheduled for 9:40 Eastern, 8:40 Central. We are getting there. All right. Now we got the game on. We're going to shut this chat off. And then cover this. So we got to refresh our 3D. Okay, that's strange. Well, guys and gals, we may be old school. Let me get set up. Not quite sure what's going on. I'll keep an eye on it. If it starts working for us, we'll take the 3D interactive. But at this point, it is not pulling up. Pulls up on my web browser side, but not. It doesn't pull up on the OBS side. Not exactly sure. All right, so studio. Let's get this ESPN in. All right, well, let me take us down to the field. I know you guys are. I still can't see your chat.
MLB Network.
They're on. It's not that. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay, we got some sound here for you.
Why would Eddie swing at that pitch? Well, Eddie is actually pretty good on those pitches, and the swing length is exceptional for him. Right around 6 feet when it comes to those high fastballs, not only at the top of the zone, but up above the zone. And so another opportunity presented itself for Eddie Rosario in the 9th inning. The Braves down to their final strike. There was another elevated fastball. Eddie goes up and gets it, hits it into right field with that really nice, quick, flat swing at the very top and above the zone as we get into a little StatCast 3D. Powered by Google Cloud. You take a look at this from the side, and that is an absolutely beautiful piece of hitting from Eddie Rosario. Nearly 95 miles an hour off the bat to keep the game going. And then, of course, Sean Murphy hit the big home run in his next plate appearance. And a great opportunity for Eddie yesterday, and perhaps we'll see another opportunity here for him tonight. When we get back here on Valley Sports South, we'll get you set for what's going to be an incredible pitching matchup lineups. First pitch, Braves Diamondbacks coming up next.
Okay. We're going to try something.
You must be Isaac.
There it is. But it is not the way I want to do it tonight. Because I want to work through the browser way. So we got this way. I just can't control the sound. So I gotta mute the sound in between each of the commercials. Oh, we'll do with what we got to, right? We come back out here. We're going to put our game on. All right, looks like we are 3 minutes and counting. 3 minutes and counting, guys and gals. Thank you for stopping in. Sorry about the delays.
Is a drive,
trying to get everything up and running.
Palacios back. It is gone! Rafi Devers has done it. He has set a new Red Sox record by homering in 6 consecutive games. He goes awful against Taj Bradley. Goodness gracious, he is some kind of hot.
History. We're looking at Red Sox history. This has never happened in the history of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, well, we're not watching the Boston Red Sox. All right. So now we should just have to wait until it goes live.
Riley gets into this to center field, and it is gone.
Welcome back to Arizona, where the Braves are coming off a big win over the Diamondbacks in Game 1 last night. That offense was ignited by Austin.
Right.
An early home run for him, which put the Braves on the board, and it's not anything new that we see from him against this team. He has a lot of success in the history of his career. You can take a look at some of the numbers that have put him over the top against the Diamondbacks, but he talks about some of the changes he made since mid-June, and he said he felt super rotational, almost diving, and when he was loading, it made it hard to pull the trigger at the plate. He said a lot
what's
of
up,
those balls were
everybody?
going east to west instead of north to south, but he
Our
made those
chat
changes,
popped
got
out.
the root of the problem. Now he's experiencing a lot more power. He had success against Gallen, who's starting for the D-backs here tonight as well. 10 at-bats, hit 400 against him, so hope to carry that on into the game here tonight, guys.
I certainly hope that is the case. Thank you very much, Hannah. And Austin Riley is third in the order, just like he was last night. Lineup presented by your local Toyota dealers.
It'd be great if we started off like we did last night. Hey, Lane, how you doing? Sorry, guys, I'm just now able to see your chat.
In extra innings. And as we have talked about, you've got Chris Sale going for the Braves, and you've got
I started getting the chat thing in here, guys. As you can see, I put it up.
And he is a good one. You can see the glasses there. He is a little bit of a professor out there with how deep his repertoire runs. You're going to see a couple different breaking balls, changeup, and a cutter in there as well. Teams have gotten to his fastball this year. Going to keep an eye on that and how often he uses it. 6 home runs allowed for Zach Gallen in his 13 starts so far this year.
CJ, how about your Ford Keys here tonight?
Well, thinking about those fastballs and trying to take advantage of when those opportunities show up. So be heat-seeking, because there may not be too many fastballs in the strike zone tonight to these
Lady Jean. Oh, David.
Sailing here.
We got George in the house.
Been good all year long, but he's been on a really nice run.
John Bottom, welcome in.
Continue over his last 5 starts.
Lonnie, welcome in.
Right, but here's the shocker. 3-2 over that time. In those 2 losses, the Braves have only scored 1 run. So continue doing your thing in the
Interactive just went live.
Let's look at the defense for the Diamondbacks behind Zach Gallen. It's a much different look than yesterday with the lefty Sale on the mound. It's going to be Grichuk out in left field, Thomas in center, McCarthy in right. Corbin Carroll on the bench this evening. Newman at short, Marte the all-star at second. Moreno back behind the dish. Braves getting win number 50 of the season last night in such dramatic fashion. What a fun inning for Atlanta. Let's see what game 2 of the 4-game series brings. Off we go with a strike on the outside corner. And it's Paul Clemens back behind.
Hey, I'll have to get it caught up as soon as I can.
Tonight. Pretty respectable strike zone. No area where he does it too much. He's a little tight in to the righties and a little big inside to the lefties. But for the most part, it's been a pretty consistent and solid zone for Clemens this year.
Diamondbacks wearing those Serpientes jerseys, which is Spanish for serpents. They wear those from time to time. They wore them against the Braves here last year, and now they break them out again for game 2 of the series.
What would you call that color?
Cream? What do you think?
It's like a heavy cream or spoiled cream? Maybe?
Spoiled? Curdled milk? Yeah.
Don't drink that cream.
I don't mind.
Yeah, they're not too bad at all. I mean, we see obviously with a lot of the uniforms around the league and the chances that are taken, and these are somewhat subtle.
Gallen, 6th year in the league, and his 1-2 pitch is hit into right field. Great start for Atlanta. A single for Jared Kelly.
It's going to be a leadoff single.
And he does it against the Zach Gallen changeup, and this is not a bad pitch at all. You can see some of that movement there, and it is down. But I think Jared Kelnick is getting very comfortable against off speed because he just sees so much of it.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah,
now I can get it.
Documented how he has had success against the fastball, but now with the off-speed stuff also hitting that very well. Kelnick feeling so comfortable at the top of that Braves lineup. And now it rolls on to Ozzie Albies. So Zach Gallen, it's been a little bit of a struggle for him this year health-wise. He's had a lot of hamstring issues dating all the way back to spring training.
All right, we'll stop it there. We'll get her synced up for everybody. Sorry about that.
It started bothering him in the spring.
All right, there we should be synced.
He left his start in
Let's
late
play
April
ball.
against
I
Seattle
added in the chat things, but I'm just really not happy
comes
with
back,
it.
But then on May 30th, it
First,
really bothered him against the
it.
Mets. He left after just 6 pitches.
I hope you guys noticed the new
IL.
emojis.
So this is his 3rd start
from
since
last
coming
night's
back
31
from that IL
membership
stint.
game.
So certainly, CJ,
We're
that'll be
able to
something
put
to keep an
on,
eye on.
And you said right hamstring, right?
Yes.
That it was, so it's that
Well, I
push
think we
off
got
leg
11
for
now
him, and
altogether.
obviously your legs are important regardless. But the idea of being comfortable enough to really push off the mound whenever you feel even the slightest of something as a pitcher.
All right, so Ozzie Albies with a 261 average, 8 homers, 44 ribbies. That's going to be a ground ball, fair ball.
Walker playing even with the
What would he call that foul? Oh, they called it foul. I was going to say.
First start back from the hamstring injury.
Diamondbacks playing in their cream-colored uniforms
He struggled
tonight.
on July 4th, his last time out, a little
Oh,
bit
the
against
interactive.
the Dodgers.
They did do some of that
4
updating
walks,
this
giving
year.
up 3 runs.
Last year they just kind of had generic
Ozzie
really
skies
generic.
this up toward the rafters.
Third baseman heading over, underneath it. Out number one. Easy can of corn. That's right, we have a can of corn in there as well.
Hannah did a great job reporting on Austin Riley and kind of some of the adjustments that he has made at the plate. And obviously they have been working in a big way at another long homer last night to center field.
We're seeing him really be able to get to the fastball lately in a big way, and that's when I talk about heat seeking. Not sure how many he'll see in the zone. Maybe trying to set it up a little bit, shooting corners and off. Probably the smarter play for a guy like Zach Gallen. Hitters in general have really gotten to his first fastball this year. It has been a problem with an 839 OPS.
A 253 average, 12 home runs, 38 ribbies.
Knuckle curve is in there
OPS
for
for
a
Austin
strike.
Riley. Count is 1-1. One out, runner on first.
That homer last night for Riley came in this first inning.
Oh, getting sick, huh, Lane?
And then the Diamondbacks would get 3 in the middle of the ball game, and that score would hold until the fireworks in the 9th by Eddie Rosario with a 2-out single, and then that Murphy homer that forced extras. And to get win number 50, it certainly was exciting last night for the Braves. Not for that man. Torey Lovullo did not think it was very exciting.
Now, frustrating for him as he's trying to get his team kind of back on the right track. Of course, they were a World Series team a year ago,
catching up on the chat
to the Texas Rangers in that World Series, and feeling like, of course, you're hungry to get right back. And it's just been a very inconsistent year so far.
500 before last night's game, but now 45-46 on the season. Fouled off towards Torey Lovullo, 2-2.
Lady
that
said
note
hi.
bottom right of your screen. How about that? First 53 games this year, 3 homers. Last 23, 9 for
Sorry
Riley.
to hear that.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 3.
And there are 2
out number
with
2.
Kelly still down at first base.
Kind of what we anticipated, the way that Zach Gallen would go after Austin Riley. No fastballs inside the strike zone, and then once he got to the 2-strike count and using that good breaking ball that he has. And when you see that knuckle curve, sometimes the spin will be a little bit tighter. A lot of similarities to a standard curveball. It's a little bit more about the grip and the way that guys hold that pitch.
Close, but Kelnick is back.
Flat-footed there for Jared Kelnick.
Oh, it was an outstanding game last
plenty
night.
of time. Looked probably closer than it was.
All right, all caught up.
Matt Olson. Strike there, cutter on the inside corner.
That's going to be a strike called on him. So 0-1 the count. Olson with a 239 average and a 746 OPS, 13 home runs.
Matt was 1 for 4 last night. Also drew a walk.
High and outside ball.
Every time I hear his name, I think Zach
Count is even at 1.
It's a good one.
He's kind of got the beard, but he's in much better shape.
For sure. Oops. Probably not as funny.
Wrong button.
I'm sure I could pull off the between 2 ferns.
Iconic internet fodder there. 1-1. Fouled back towards us, 1-2. He does stand out, though. You mentioned the glasses. He's got his own unique look. The hair out of the back of the hat and the beard. There's no missing Zach Gallen. And he has turned into one of the best starters in the bigs now in his 6th season. And a good 4-seamer there to take care of Matt Olson. So lead-off single, but nothing.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound I was telling you. I don't know why it wasn't working the other way tonight. It is absolutely, you see it now. This is what I'm talking, like I was telling CeeLo, for me, it replays. The sound will get, and sometimes You'll hear the sound start again over top of this sound, and start again over top of that one. So there's 3 different sounds. Now we get to have some silence. But with it like that, I gotta be on extra cautious duty to make sure you guys don't, that I don't forget to turn the sound on. Right, you see that? Yes, I'd like to start that out tonight. Everybody, make sure you head on over to Maverick's channel. Give the man some likes on his videos, guys. He's super busy with work and just doesn't have a lot of time right now to get the streaming in and put the videos that he needs. YouTube's not really pushing him. Do the man over there and get some likes on some of them videos. It's his birthday. The man turned 44 today. He was here a little while ago, but he decided he was gonna go ahead and get off and
then watching him every day with that great fastball, slider, and changeup.
He had to do a bunch of running
so
around
far with Chris Sale.
Throwing here to Ketel Marte to start the bottom of the first.
He was supposed to spend a day with a buddy or something
to 12
and
wins, he will be
go to
the
Alabama
wins
and something else. But I guess he slept.
He, Seth Lugo, and Grayson Rodriguez each have 11 right now. And that is in there at the knees, a ball and a strike.
So the least we can do is if you don't know who we're talking about, and you like what you see in here, then head on over to Maverick Sports' channel. Let me get you right there in the top right corner of the interactive. That could be a base hit out there. That'll be a leadoff single for the Snakes.
Leads off with a single.
You can go to his channel by heading over to youtube.com/@_Maverick Sports.
has changed the lineup quite a bit. This is the 67th
Go ahead and hit them like buttons and those subscribes over there.
The season for the Diamondbacks.
You make that man a happy man for his 44th
so
birthday
it's interesting
today.
that they've had to make these kind of adjustments. No Corbin Carroll tonight. Of course,
love you, buddy. Hope you have a good birthday.
Last night, and it was interesting. Of course, Marte gets a base hit, but he came in 1 for 12 against Chris Sale.
And he wants
hitting
pictures.
at the top of the lineup tonight.
But Marte, who will be the all-star for second baseman for the National League.
No, Laney, Army Ranger.
First. And now Randall Grichuk standing in. So you see on the bottom right of your screen, has had a little success.
I don't know what he had in mind when he went to bed there,
2 of those hits homers.
Yeah, something tells me I might not want to know.
The good news is with both of these guys being around as long as they have.
Pretty sure I heard a goat in the background when he said he was ready to get out of there.
Before that, you got to go back nearly 10 years, 2015.
So they don't count.
They don't count. They're old homers. Both of them, by the way, on changeups. Take that for what it's worth.
Well, Sale has him 0-2. He bounces.
Sorry, lady, but
foul.
That's who I thought you were talking about was Mav when you said you wanted pictures.
Grichuk, first year with the Diamondbacks, signed a 1-year, $2 million deal back in February. But as you said, he has been around. This is his 11th year in Major League Baseball. Another 0-2 pitch, and the slider misses away.
Come on, Sale. We need to produce tonight. We waited a whole extra day to see
Randall
you pitch.
Grichuk, still a good athlete with a decent arm, can play good enough defense, and hits left-handed pitching pretty well.
Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that thumbs up for us. Stick around, check us out. If you like what you see, like what you hear, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We would love to have some more outlaws.
Kept the Braves in it yesterday.
We are a fully monetized channel, so feel free to send
the ball game today.
A donation through Super Chats or Super Stickers, or you can send me a direct a direct donation straight
Braves
to my
defense
Cash
brought
App,
you by our
where
friends
nothing
at
is taken
Racetrack.
out of it, as
Eddie Rosario back and left.
YouTube
Kelnick
takes
at center,
30%
Duval
when
at
you
right.
donate to YouTube.
And the same
If you'd like me to
infield
get the
and
whole
same
amount,
catcher, Sean
be sure to
Murphy
use my
behind the
Cash App link down at
Yeah, a
the
little bit
bottom
of different feel when you
left
think
of the
about
screen.
resting your catchers and we get to this time in the season. But
Every
when you're
bit
playing in a ballpark with a roof,
is
obviously not
greatly
nearly the same
appreciated, guys.
as when you're
Every
outside
bit
in
goes
July
back in the
and
channel
August.
in
And so
one
maybe
way
a
or
couple
another.
more back-to-back starts
Whether it's
for
buying the
Sean Murphy
games,
on this trip.
whether it's paying for the gift cards,
Yeah, between being indoors
whether
here
it's
for 4
paying for
games
the
and then
internet
going to San
for me to
Diego
stream
for what
to you
should be a
guys.
pleasant weather experience. All in
Every
all, not
dime
a
goes
bad
back
road
into
trip
the
this
stream.
time of year for Atlanta.
Matter of
Be
fact,
curious
I'd
to
like
hear
to
how the guys
confirm to
react
you
to
guys,
Talk
not
about a lot
this
doesn't happen too
weekend,
often, but the
but
artificial
next
surface for the
weekend
outfielders,
will be
infielders,
the
how those
1,000th
legs feel over a 4-game
sub
series.
celebration. I know
This
it's kind of
stadium
dumb.
opened
You
way
say,
back
hey,
in
you almost said
1998. The
1150
Diamondbacks had their inaugural
for
season.
1,050, and you're having it 2 weeks
Hosted
late.
the 2001
Yes,
World Series where the
because
Diamondbacks won a
my
great
hospital
World Series
visit
over the
and
Yankees.
the
And then, of course,
medications and
the World
everything
Series last year where
ate
they
up-
lost in 5
ate
to the
up
Rangers.
what I had planned to use. So my wife has
2 balls and a
graciously
strike here to Lourdes Gurriel
offered
Jr.
that next weekend
And there's the
to
lone
go
World
ahead
Series title
and
for the Diamondbacks.
And what a
support us
dramatic
on
one
whatever
it
we
was,
hand
of
out.
course, with the big
We're going to
broken
be handing
bat
out
hit
2
against Mariano
$20 gift
Rivera.
cards or 2 $25 gift cards. I do believe it's going to be e-gift.
Yeah, there have been some incredible World Series.
There'll be
and,
a
the Braves
Visa
were
card or a
involved in a couple
Master
of them.
card.
Unfortunately, one of them not
I'm
going their
looking
way in
into the
91
the
against
e-
the Twins,
the
which a lot of
e-gifts
people
where you
think
can
is
have
maybe the
your
greatest
email.
World Series ever. But
You'll be able to spend them
2001 was
online
very
like
good
that.
also.
At number 20 right
there'll be
there for
2
Luis Gonzalez, who was in the
Discord
middle of all
Nitro
of it.
monthly subscriptions gifted
Called
out.
strike 3
And
and 2 full
one-
count to Gurriel.
I'm either going to do like
We
a
never
Grub
shakes,
Hub
kind of interesting
or a
there.
restaurant,
3-1 change up
$10
from Chris Sale, and
restaurant
he
card.
painted it
And then,
down
of
and away.
course,
That's
we'll
a
have
good-looking pitch in
a
a
whole bunch of
hitter's count.
random game keys handed out. That'll be not this weekend, but the following weekend after. More will be posted
Gurriel's
up, and
gonna
I'll
call
talk
time
about
and
it
step
more
out.
as we stream throughout the remaining time until then. Now, back to baseball.
There's Gonzo. They absolutely love him around here. Cemented, of course, is now an icon for this franchise. And one of the all-time great characters during his playing career. And
I
absolutely
know.
glad to be around.
I know, lame, but I love doing these things.
Payoff pitch.
I've done it.
Foul.
I've done it
Did you
for
play with him or
20
just
years.
against him?
We shared a spring
You know,
training
with my
together in
clan.
1997.
We
He's a
always have
jokester.
giveaways
And he
and
pulled off
hand
this
out
prank
things.
where
It's just fun.
whoever had the best spring training, there's this whole thing going on in the clubhouse.
I
Whoever
love
had the best
giving
spring
back to
training
the
was going to
community.
win like this 70-inch TV. So you got all the young guys early in camp and some of their first camps really tracking their stats, only to find out at the end that it was all a joke and nobody was getting any TV.
That's not right. Can't do that. Well, Sale unable to locate there, so he does walk Gurriel. And 2 base
Oh,
runners here
we're
in
going
the
to have a
first.
walk, so we got runners on first and second. Sale.
Gonzo's got his own grill
Not
here. He's
looking
a
too
legend
good.
indeed.
That's what we showed, right? He was sitting behind the grill getting ready to do some work, I believe. Flip a few burgers.
Do you think he pays when he goes there? Surely not.
He shouldn't.
And now the cleanup hitter, Christian Walker. Called
Caught
strike on the
the top
outside
left
corner.
corner for a strike. There you go.
Well, Sale has been so good.
Christian
that
Walker
he
with a
doesn't typically have
265 average
traffic,
and
but when he has had
22 home
traffic,
runs,
sometimes this year, especially
65
earlier, was
ribbies
in
on
the
the
first
season.
inning.
846.
Got a couple on here with 1 out.
.846. That'll be down and dirty for ball 1.
One here to Walker. And Walker is able to hold up. 96 miles an hour, a little high.
Yeah, we're seeing Chris Sale right now kind of shoot edges a little bit and missing off the plate. That one up, another pitch down. The walk was one that was a little bit too far in. And you got to be careful here with Christian Walker. He's got great power. 22 home runs so far this season.
Boy, that was home run distance.
Oh,
but it is
if he
cranked
would have had
way
that straightened
foul
out,
into
that
the
would have
upper
been
deck.
gone.
Didn't he do that yesterday? Too?
Yes.
He hit one in such a weird kind of awkward position to pull it. He's so far out in front of that pitch, and so now you get to have a little bit of fun here, right? You get a guy thinking. You got Chris Sale, who's a great strikeout pitcher. You're way out in front of you, trying to stay back a little bit more, and then all of a sudden he's just going to blow that fastball by you. And we know this is all Sean Murphy's decision because Chris Sale will not shake off.
You're right, Wayne.
2-2 with 2 men on here in the bottom of the first. He misses
All
away
three.
with a changeup.
So the count is full, 3-2. Got
So
3
just the
balls
fourth
and
batter
2
that
strikes,
Sale has
1
faced,
out.
but this next pitch
Runners
will
on
already
first
be
and second,
number 22.
bottom of the first. Tie game, 0-0.
Here we go. And it's fouled straight
Foul
back.
ball.
So now it's the opposite, right? Late on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Is he going to try to get it started a little bit quicker? Is Sean Murphy comfortable going with the breaking ball? It's a full count. And so you really want to land it as a strike. We're right on the corner. Maybe you get away with being a little bit off. And this is a battle already here in the first inning.
Another payoff pitch, and he got him. Went to that
Got him
slider.
swinging.
First strikeout for Sale, and that's a big one.
And that's Sean Murphy reading swings really well, and then Chris Sale executing when he needs it to with that nasty slider mentioned. It's got to be right at him. You can miss by a little. He's in aggressive mode there, wanting to drive runs in, and can't do it any better than that.
We have talked so much this year about that slider, how effective it has been, using it a career high 40% of the time. What a weapon for Sale. And now he deals to Moreno, throws the slider again, but misses outside. Moreno 0 for 4 in game 1 of this series. Brian Snitker did announce yesterday that Chris Sale is scheduled to start Sunday in San Diego, the final game before the break. Of course, subject to change, but that is the plan right now for Atlanta. And Chris Sale says he's not worried about pitching in the All-Star game. If it happens, it happens. Obviously, if he would pitch Sunday, then that would likely mean no All-Star game for Chris Sale.
Still an all-star, but wouldn't participate in the game. Selfishly, as a Braves fan, that works out well for us, right? Because he'll make that start Sunday, be ready to go, and then get those couple of extra days off for the break.
Check down did not go, so another 3-ball count here.
At the same time, if the Braves change their mind and don't have him start on Sunday, he certainly deserves to be there and pitching in the All-Star game.
What a year it's been for the now 8-time All-Star. Trying to get out of the first inning. And he missed outside. So a couple of walks here for Sale, and they are loaded. Sean Murphy out to have a word.
Talk about reading swings and Sean Murphy back there behind the plate. It's also about reading body language.
We're going to have a mound visit.
For your pitcher.
Bases have been
edges,
loaded
right?
with a
Seems
walk.
Like Chris Sale has been really on the edges a lot and missing, and so Murph right now with the bases loaded wanted to check in, making sure everything's all right, trying to get him back on track and aggressive inside the strike zone. And those help, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, how long you've been around. A guy like Chris Sale, those conversations when a guy recognizes a guy you trust like Murph, are really nice to be able to have those at the right time.
And the man up for Arizona is Jake McCarthy. First pitch to him. Grounded right at Oswald.
That's going to be a ground over. That should be easy out at first. That's out number 3. So Sale gets out of the inning with no damage. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Nathaniel, welcome in. How's everything working for that there, Matthew? Everything good?
Scoreless game here in Arizona. Marcell Ozuna up for the Atlanta Braves. He and I had some very serious conversations earlier today about Snip Bear, the choice on which shirt he's going to dress him in each day. Today he did change up the shirt. He put on one that says, and I quote, Snip Bear. As you can see with the necklace, a new bracelet as well. He did not change it between the last two games because there was some success at the plate, but then he changed it after yesterday. He said, pending how his at-bat goes today, it might go back to the Chavez shirt, which he had on for the win over the Phillies, guys.
I'm concerned a little bit. I get it. It was an 0 for day for him yesterday, but he drove in the winning run.
Yes.
With that sacrifice line out to center field in the 11th inning. So it was an heroic day from a team standpoint for Marcell.
Hey, Fallon, the Snow Show. How you
Braves
doing?
would lose, and he has to go back to yesterday, right? That's the formula. You know, that's the hard-hitting journalism that we're here for, by the way.
It's a great job by Hannah, too, straight-facing us as she was delivering that. Hard news.
I did learn an interesting tidbit.
Gotta be on the outside corner.
Bears, by the way. She was in a Build-A-Bear
Marcell
commercial
Ozuna,
as a child.
292 batting average,
Unless she lied
23
to me,
home runs,
and she did not want me to
73
mention it on
ribbies,
air, but you
and a
can't
.93
tell me things like that.
Lesson learned.
Marcell Ozuna cranks
That's
this
gonna
down the left field
be
line,
out
and
to
a
the
lot of
corner. He's moving for a
Big
double.
Bear will rumble into second with a stand-up double.
And I have a feeling that shirt will stay after he smokes this changeup from Zach Gallen. How about 113 miles an hour? And take a look at this pitch sitting right in the middle of the plate. That comes out of your hand, and you're thinking and hoping that he doesn't swing at it because you know it's going to get smoked, especially against Ozuna in the way that he's been swinging it back.
Nice
Okay,
hit.
the Snip Bear shirt can stay for a little while. He's in scoring position with nobody out, and now Adam Duvall.
A nice round number there for Marcell. 250th career double.
And 20th of the season, speaking of round numbers.
Nice. Strike one.
All right, does Hannah, do you want to defend yourself on the Build-A-Bear commercial, or are you just going silent on us down there?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt his plate appearance there, but I will say that did happen. I was not expecting that to make the airwaves today, but do appreciate the shout out. Lesson learned. That was back in elementary school. Of course, St. Louis being the headquarters for Build-A-Bear, where I grew up.
And I still hear you're still getting royalties for that.
I wish.
Yeah.
You know, soon enough, I have a feeling those Snip Bear T-shirts might make their way to a Build-A-Bear near Atlanta. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's becoming a growing trend, that's for sure. Those shirts not only seen in the Braves locker room, made by RotoWear, that have Snip Bear, but folks all over Atlanta are grabbing those things as well.
That's cool,
I just want
man.
the belt.
I'm happy for
Figure
that.
out a way to work
Matthew,
that
I'm glad you
belt
guys
into
have
my
found real good use for it.
2 balls, 1 strike. Well, with Eddie Rosario back now, who's on
And it's
deck
good
right
to hear
now,
that the
he also
youngsters
has some
enjoying
flash
it.
in his wardrobe between he and
That's
Ozuna,
awesome,
and
man.
when Michael Harris comes back from the IL. There's some
All right,
sharp
so we got
accessories
Adam
for those
Duvall
guys.
at bat
The
with a
competition
2-2
is on,
count.
and we will see
We got
ultimately who will
two
win it.
go-outs,
but
runner on
those are
second,
bright.
top of the second. No
You
score.
either play baseball or
Duvall
you
with a
can be crossing
184
guard.
batting
All
average,
kinds of
7
options
home
with
runs,
those
22 ribbies, and a .570 OPS on the season.
Gallen with a 2-2 to Duvall. Good eye. You mentioned it, how devastating that knuckle curve can be.
That
is a
game
tough
last
pitch
night
to lay
was
off,
good.
especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the numbers are really strong. Lefties have actually struggled against that pitch more than the righties with that curveball so far here with Zach Gallen this season. 139 the total batting average against that pitch.
That's awesome.
Payoff pitch, he goes back to it, and this time
hit the ground.
Yeah, I was going to say that bounced, and Moreno tried to trap it and convince home plate umpire Paul Clemens, but the at-bat will continue.
A for effort. Zach Gallen thinks that he caught it, but Moreno is not putting up much of an argument. Should tell you everything that you need to know. Yeah, you can see it right there, backhanded into the glove, but he tried a little bit. Foul tip that hit the dirt.
So the at-bat continues, and he misses outside. So Duvall earns a walk. 2 on, nobody out.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
And that will bring up the aforementioned Eddie Rosario. If you didn't see CJ break down Rosario's single last night in the 11th inning, that ball was up around his eyes.
Yep, we saw him swing and miss at one earlier in the game in a big spot when he was representing the tying run, but he got another opportunity against Paul Sewald, the closer, and really cashed in. Very impressive at bat from Eddie.
Braves were down to their final strike before Rosario singled, all setting up the drama with Sean Murphy behind him in the 9th inning yesterday. Grounder to first. Walker goes to second. That was a bold play. He does get Duvall. The Braves will have them at the corners.
All right, so they got
Christian Walker
Duvall at second.
been really strong.
So that'll be one out.
Really nice job
we have runners on the
defensively.
corners.
This is an aggressive throw. A lot of guys would take the safe out over at first. As you're backing up, you don't have time to create much of a lane at all, and so the risk there is throwing that ball and hitting Adam Duvall. But Walker made a nice play. Credit where credit is due.
Gold Glove winner over there the last 2 seasons for Walker. So they're at the corners, and here is Sean Murphy, who had that long homer to right center last night to tie things at 3 apiece.
Come on, fat man needs to dance, baby. The fat man needs to dance.
And it was a home run that Braves
Down and dirty ball.
the rest of the season.
No doubt. 431 feet. Mislocation from Sewald there, who has had a really rough go with 3 straight bad games and one now thanks to Sean Murphy and that big bomb that nearly bounced in to the pool in right center field.
And for Sean, who has overcome a lot this year, that had to feel extra special. It gets away enough for Rosario to try to go to second.
Rosario moves to second and is safe on that wild pitch.
The little things that matter, and for Eddie Rosario in this spot, we call these dirt ball reads.
Probably, I don't know about the college level
that
stuff
actually
because
didn't even hit the dirt.
I actually got a strike for doing
that bounce in front.
That year that Ron said I'd do when he told you guys I would do the
you can see the frustration. He's a good young catcher.
But Falcons, it's possible.
It is a pass ball. And now Atlanta with 2
if the Falcons
scoring
play
position.
the Bears, then I'll be doing a Falcons game.
And a 3-1 count to Sean Murphy.
It's all how the games line up. If they line up where there's not enough time to be able to switch in between, then I won't be able to stream them. But I can do a doubleheader if it lines
Murphy
up.
grounded to the left side. It will score a run. The middle infield was back.
All right, the Braves are on the board.
Home 1-0 Atlanta.
How big is that pass ball now from Moreno? Because otherwise, very likely that is going to be a routine 6-4-3 double play. And Sean Murphy with the infield back gets a pitch up in the zone that he can handle and hit hard. It's a good team at bat to make sure you get the run in.
Now for a Braves team, as Brian Snitker has said, that has struggled to manufacture runs in those spots that may not seem like much, but that could end up being the difference in the ball game. Moreno went out to talk to Gallen, and now the shortstop Newman in as well.
Kind of an interesting meeting here after a ground out, maybe checking in. I don't think there's any real concern as far as having Eddie Rosario on second. We're kind of past that point of ever worrying about sign stealing, and Orlando up right now, and it's a kind of interesting timing for that meeting.
Maybe they just wanted to say hello, Newman.
Could have been. Could have been. No?
Orlando Arcia at the bottom of the Atlanta order. Swing and a miss through the knuckle curve.
Really, how long do they stick with Orlando? That's a good question to ask.
Braves with a run home here in the top of the second. Rosario out at second. And Orlando Arcia takes a four-seamer that misses.
That's good discipline there from Orlando. We know he's anxious to kind of get that bat going a little bit and contribute here, especially when you have a runner in scoring position.
Well, it's really early, but both of these guys, Sale's only pitched one frame, obviously, 2 for Gallen, but you've got Gallen nearing 40 pitches. Sale was close to 25 in that first inning, so it hasn't been smooth for either guy so far.
No, and from some frustration, I think, as well for Zach Gallen as he's throwing some of these borderline pitches, and we don't see Braves hitters chasing them, especially guys that he expects would. That'll get in your head a little bit and mess with you and start to wonder, man, are my pitches not as good as they usually are? That these guys aren't offering at them right now. They're pretty close, and they're generally a couple of really aggressive hitters in the lineup, but so far the Braves showing some discipline.
Did you find the new emojis there, Lane?
Shortstop. Well, he showed some discipline.
Oh, they're going to call that a strike.
On the corner.
Quite honestly, you probably wouldn't want Orlando to swing at this pitch. I mean, that is so well located down and away with good velocity. That's a pretty tough pitch to handle.
Now the payoff. Line drive, and it gets by Marte. Rosario around third, and
there you go for Laney. That's a 2-0 lead for the Braves.
Sure-handed second baseman.
I know it, Gene. It's just it's something that's fun.
Marte misplayed that one.
And this is why you don't want Orlando swinging at that 3-1 fastball. He gets a much better pitch to handle here. Even though this should have been an out, Marte should have caught it. You can see Orlando stopping there in the anticipation that that ball would have been caught, but he smoked it. 104 miles an hour off the bat for Orlando Arcia, and so he won't get much credit for it as far as the stats go, but that's a quality at bat.
And the frustration for Zach Gallen, and certainly for Marte as well. The Braves have the fewest errors in Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks right on their heels. One of the reasons they made it as far as they did last year, their defense was so solid. But Marte with a blunder that time.
Yeah, they rate really well. They obviously have some really athletic outfielders as a big part of that. StatCast uses that outs above average number. They're at a +8 as a team, which is a pretty high number. They came in kind of top 10 in the league. But the pass ball and now that error there has led to 2 runs here for the Braves.
Oh yeah, it's something I want to do.
Back to the top.
I understand that. You know, Falcon, I've seen.
And this is a guy in Gallen who
I've seen other streamers be able to do something like that, where they can pick a charity that
been particularly good.
Do their streams.
Chase Field, a home
they try to bring in donations, and everything goes to that charity.
And since the start of last year, he's 16-5 in this building.
I'm sure that was something that you needed to be a full monetized.
And this is a pretty good ballpark
partner with, and I just now made my partner.
Got comfortable here. The low ERA, but it's also
or kept full partner, anyways.
I think it's just the 1 home run that he has allowed here at home so far this season.
I'll have to look into maybe doing something like that, where maybe we could just do
a little off his game right now.
Donation drive for a good charity.
There are other numbers. This will be start number 7 for him here in this ballpark, and 7 on the road. That is a pretty significant difference.
Gee.
Count evens up to Keldon.
Like Techno Tuesday here today, because it has felt like we've been in Club Chase.
Sorry,
Field
Gino, I can't give away
Laney's. This game
Laney's.
started, and even kind of as this game continues.
It's a little bit different than what we were hearing last night. Kelnick's 2 for 2.
That's going to be a base hit.
2-2 pitch, and deposits it out in right center field.
So that's going to be a 2-out single for.
Great job here by the Braves to be able to take advantage of
Jared Kelnick
and keep this inning going. And
Braves still lead 2-0
here from the
2
leadoff
outs.
spot as he gets this slider. Not a bad one down and in. 88 miles an hour there from Zach Gallen, but you can see that head right on that pitch from the Braves leadoff hitter.
Kelnick was telling us yesterday, he and a lot of the other guys said they love to hit here, like you mentioned, but Kelnick remembers taking Madison Bumgarner deep here a few years ago. When he was a rookie, he said he really likes to hit in this ballpark, and it's showing so far here in this one.
I'd be curious if there's a hitter in the league that doesn't like hitting here because it is so comfortable. You see the ball well. We talked about it last night. The gaps play pretty small, and you got the short walls outside of dead center field.
And as we said last night, this time of year, it is always good to have the roof because got up near 120 again today outside. Really? Yes.
I didn't go outside much at all. Outside of the, I don't know, 20 feet from the hotel to the bus. That's the only time I saw the sun today.
Well, that was enough. I was about the same as you, and you know, you walk outside, it just feels like you step into an oven. Gallen 31 pitches here already in this second inning after 17 in the first. And Ozzie is able to hold up, says Todd Tishner.
So another frustrating pitch there for Zach Gallen. Again, not quite getting those full chases and start getting in your own
I
head
gave it
a little
away.
bit. Again, we know how good this
Sorry,
is,
Gino.
especially in this ballpark, but he's not been able to get the bites from these Braves hitters.
Smart woman. She pays attention.
Ahead of this one, past Tom Goodwin. Still 1-2.
And the body language that you see from Zach Gallen right now, you can see the frustration, the way that he's kind of walking around the mound. We saw a reaction from him after he had the error at second base from Marte, and he's overthinking right now. You can see it in that body language.
This pitch will put him over 50 already. And it misses low and away. 2-2.
Gotta be low and outside.
This is
ball
some of the
team.
patience that the Braves showed
Two
last
outs.
year. 2022, the strikeout rates
The
for
count
the Braves
is
were pretty
2-2.
high. They plummeted last
With
year.
runners on
Atlanta was
first
so
and
good,
second,
obviously,
top
hitting
of the
homers,
second.
putting the ball in play.
Look at all
but
them
also
twos.
the strikeout rate went down. The walk rate last year for the Braves went up from the 22
The Braves
season.
lead by 2.
As Ozzie gets a piece there of the changeup. This will be the 8th pitch.
All right, here comes the pitch.
Braves still have 2 on. Ozzie skies it.
That's gonna be a pop
Just
fly
behind
out
the dirt.
easy.
Marte
Kick
takes
for
this
him.
one, but his error allowed the Braves to get.
Gotta
that
leave a
second
couple
run.
on,
It's
but
2-0.
the Braves have gotten 2. So we are gonna head to the bottom of the second with the Braves leading 2-0. Oh, man. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Hey, if you're just joining, please be sure to hit that thumbs up. Stick around, check us out. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, then I ask you to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have some more outlaws join in on the fun.
exit velocity among starters. Not only is Sale up there, Fried's at the top of the list too.
And a couple of guys that certainly know how to get the swing and miss. We've seen it consistently from Chris Sale. Max Fried will have his moments where he racks up the strikeouts, and then the games where he gets deep and he pitches to contact and does it really well. And that exit velocity is a nice number to track for these guys. It gives you an idea how often you're getting squared up. Can you keep the baseball off the barrel? Because ultimately, that is the goal of pitching.
All right, so here we
Fried,
go.
by the way, will pitch Game 4 of the series on Thursday, with Charlie Morton going tomorrow for Atlanta. Batter is the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. So for Chris Sale, CJ mentioned his 8th All-Star game, first since 2018. So we were digging before the game, seeing how many players in the history of baseball have been to at least 8 All-Star games. And Sale will be the 132nd, which is more players than I would have thought.
I don't even think I got halfway there with my guess. What'd you say, 113? How many?
He's 132.
132. I think I guessed 54.
Yeah, and I would have guessed, I did not guess, but in my head I was thinking around 60. So I was with you, but yeah, that's a lot of guys. Nobody as many as the great Hank Aaron. He made 21, and then the only other 2 guys to make 20 All-Star games, Willie Mays and Stan Musial.
And while it certainly does seem like a big number, there have been better than 23,000 major leaguers over the history of our game. So still a pretty small percentage.
Absolutely. An incredible accomplishment, especially after all the injuries and things that Chris went through the last 5.5 years. And nobody will be surprised to find out that Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox all made at least 8 All-Star games. Glavine 10, Smoltz and Maddox 8.
So what you kind of hope for here after the Braves score a couple of runs, and no doubt Chris Sale is thinking about it, is some version of a quick inning. First, of course, you want the 0, but unfortunately Eugenio Suarez fouling off some pitches and making this a little bit of a pesky first at bat to kick off the second.
Center field gives us a little bit of a ride, but plenty of room out there. And Jared Kelenic reels it in. So you see the smile there from Thomas out to Chris Sale. These guys know each other very well. It's the first time that they have faced off. Why do they know each other? Well, Alec Thomas's father, Alec Thomas's father, Alan, was the White Sox strength coach from 1995 until 2021. So all the years that Chris Sale was there. And Chris Sale remembers when this guy, Alec Thomas, was a little guy running around spring training, running around on the south side of Chicago. So they have a very good relationship. They have kept in touch, and now this is the first time that they square off at the big league level.
It's always a little strange when you're facing a former coach or former teammate's son. A little reminder about how old you are, and you can't really help but smile a little bit. Obviously, this would be a tough at bat for Thomas. I did it facing Prince Fielder. I was teammates with Cecil, and then Lance Parrish, a coach, facing his son.
Well, Chris Sale, at 35 years of age, takes care of the 24-year-old Alec Thomas. So the pupil is down swinging, and there are 2 away.
I would assume his dad, of course, is pulling for his son, but he's also has to have this sense of pride of watching Chris Sale be this good at 35 years old, and to see him healthy as he has gone through so much, as you mentioned. And there is that good slider, such a tough pitch for those lefties to handle.
And now here is Kevin Newman. And of course, not only Chris Sale that was there with Alec Thomas's father in Chicago, but Reynaldo Lopez, Aaron Bummer, they all know Alec Thomas very well. Had a chance to catch up with him before the game yesterday. Said that was special for them. Down the left field line here off the bat of Newman. And he will head to second as the ball will roll
right up the left-hand baseline.
Kevin Newman has been good in a limited role here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He gets a slider, not a bad one at all, 79 miles an hour. But how about the location and the fact that he was able to keep this ball fair? More often than not, as a lefty, you're going to throw that breaking ball into the righties. If you put it on the black, they're likely going to be out in front of it and pull it foul. But Newman found a way to keep that one fair by a wide margin.
So back to the top and Marte. Ooh, that was power on power right there, and Sale wins the battle.
That is a monster swing from Ketel Marte. It looked like the bat might have kind of his hand lost there a little bit on that swing. It was kind of an awkward finish.
The tall lefty trying to put Marte away. 0-2 pitch coming. Went back to the fastball high.
Hey.
Sale already 2 strikeouts, looking for a third. Braves pitching last night, 2 strikeouts through the 11-inning game. Unbelievable.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have got.
First time the Braves had won an
I got to get moving around here.
They had only struck out 2 or less.
I am going to fall asleep.
2006.
Game is going kind of slow.
Amazing to see how few strikeouts they had.
That one just misses. Wow, so 18 years since that had happened.
All right, so here we go.
Tried to go at least, obviously,
We got
10.
3 and 2
They were
count.
both 11. It was like a 13-12
2 outs.
final.
Runner on second with the bottom of the
That game
second.
for
2
the
run
Atlanta Braves
lead.
and
9
back and
over
forth
the
affair against the
Saints.
Cubs. But yeah, it had been a minute
Here
or two.
comes wind up. The pitch and delivery. It's going to be a
Towards
chopper
short,
over to
Orlando's
shortstop.
gonna
It's
have
going
to
to throw to
hurry.
Matt Olson for out number
Well
3.
done
That
by the
is
Braves
in the
shortstop.
second.
Nothing
We're
doing
heading
for
to the top of
Diamondbacks
the
in
third
second.
with the Braves leading 2-0. Gino. All right, so Austin Riley, who's 0 for 1 on the day, with a 252 batting average, 12 home runs, 38 ribbies, and a 773 OPS. He had a strikeout in the first. We'll have Matt Olson up after him, and Marcell Ozuna batting third in the hole. Okay, Lane. Sorry you're not feeling very well. Hey, thank you for stopping in. There's going to be a base hit right up the middle for Austin Riley. So, leadoff single. Big Matt Olson at bat, 0 for 1 today with a 239 average, a 744 OPS with 13 home runs. He was 0 1 on the day. He had a strikeout in the first. No, it did not. Oh, they're not even going to challenge. Oh, Chattanooga. Night Lane. Yes, I am. I'm actually a bit tired. I believe my blood sugars, or not my blood sugar, my blood pressure's a little high. All right, here we go.
To the bottom of the third, and he's facing 2, 3, 4 in the order, starting with Grichuk. With the Braves going 11 innings yesterday and the bullpen getting a little taxed. I mentioned Bryce Elder went back down to Gwinnett today. The call up in that transaction was A.J. Smith-Shawver, who flew in this morning. So he adds depth to that Braves bullpen, CJ, should they need it in this series or in San Diego.
Yeah, and hopefully they won't, right? You get length out of your starters, and it helps protect that bullpen. We talk about it.
Come on, baby, let's put some home runs on the board. Fat man needs to dance.
As he did with the 3 innings worth of work and no hits and no runs, just the 1 walk. So he
sorry
was
about the lackluster.
He's been doing a really nice job here for the Braves.
Guys and gals.
AJ's back. The good news is he's healthy, right? He wouldn't be here if he wasn't healthy. And we saw that last start against the Chicago Cubs. And there were some encouraging signs there for AJ.
Yeah, that was back in May. Then the injury happened to the oblique. Out of play here off the bat of Grichuk.
What's your confidence level of the first ever bullpen to have 2 AJs in it?
Ooh, there's a good one. With Minter and Smith-Shawver. I'm going to say that's happened maybe once in Major League history. I have no idea who it would be. It's just a guess. Certainly not A.J. Pierzynski.
No, I mean, that might be the only 3 A.J.'s in our game's history.
Well, Baseball Reference, dial it up.
I'm not even close. There's a ton of A.J.'s.
Swing and miss. Good slider from Sale to get Grichuk. 3 Ks, 4 hits tonight.
That's 3 Ks on the day.
Once again from Chris Sale, and take a look at the
Let's get some Ks in the chat, guys and gals. Ks in the chat.
That's where that pitch works best.
Sale has picked up his 3rd K on the day.
A big swing that you get from him always, no matter how many strikes.
A.J. Puck, a current reliever. That's one.
Remember, get your chat votes.
That's the only other one that's popping in my mind right now.
I mean, I should get in trouble for this because last week I did a radio show with A.J. Ramos.
Oh,
3 hours that we were on radio together, and I'm thinking there's no other A.J.'s in the game. Of course, A.J. Pollock and A.J. Ellis and A.J. Griffin. Yeah, there's some A.J.'s.
But
got a manager and A.J. Hinch.
Yeah, but were they ever in the same pen? That's the question. I think we might have a first. And for Smith Shawver, he debuted here out of the bullpen last year. His debut came here at Chase Field.
Sorry about that.
Last June. To left field, Eddie Rosario tracking over.
Out to Eddie Money, who has it for easy category, and out number 2.
A message right now from Zaxby's.
That's right. That's right. Easy cans of corn.
The Mr. Beast box, only at Zaxby's.
Christian Walker.
That's going to be out to left field. That's going to go to the wall. They're moving.
And Walker will get into second with a 2-out.
He is a stand-up double.
The Diamondbacks had a
2 outs,
double
bottom of
last
the
inning,
3rd.
and was able to get out of it. Let's see if he can.
Christian Walker exit velocity was 107.9 mile an hour.
Right here for Chris Sale. Take a look at this fastball, slightly elevated. Good looking swing there from Walker as he goes to the
very good looking swing.
So funny when a ball goes out there and you just see all these shirtless guys sitting around the hot tub out there.
Half paying attention to the game.
Yes.
I don't want to.
It's one of the unique features here at Chase Field.
You ain't getting me, Gene. I just seen your chat message, and then I see he says he nibbles on the low-hanging fruit.
We're not going to get very many blacks in there.
I don't want to know what low-hanging fruit.
No, that's a chill pool.
Or excuse me, nibbling on.
Well, Sale getting ahead here.
That could go for both man or woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, somebody might want to tell them there's a Major League Baseball game happening just a few feet.
Look at all them people out there, swimming. Man, that's crazy that you could actually go to the ballpark and out there in the center field,
place is designed, they could get a really fun
get down in the pool, hang out with your friends and everything while the baseball game.
Take it to another level.
I think you're onto something. They've got the space out there in right center. Down and in 2-2. They could just, even if you wanted to do a mini one, you could do it off that next level and just drop it right in.
It's probably the safer way to do it as opposed to the top of the scoreboard.
No, I think you go straight from the Chase Field side.
Hey, Ricky, welcome in.
Roof, right down in.
Hey, my friend, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up, friend. Stick around, check us out if you like what you see.
So
like
from
what you hear,
0-2 now to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Do me a favor, don't hit that subscribe button yet. Stick around, check us out.
To get that swing and miss.
You like what you see in
here?
Here?
A little slide.
And I ask you to hit that
we need.
subscribe
Just got to redirect it towards the pool.
You and I will get here early tomorrow. We'll do the Lord's work. We will take off the nuts and bolts and move that thing right over to the water.
Come here. Come here. Oh. Tell them my name is Hazel and I love you too. I am pretty girl.
Away by Moreno.
Right. It's my girl. Say hi. Huh? Say hi. Tell my.
McCarthy would be next. Sale hoping that he doesn't face McCarthy until the 4th. And now Moreno will step out.
He's like, oh, I'm done with YouTube tonight. Oh, really? Now, I kind of knew about the bananas.
Lefty looking for his 4th strikeout tonight.
But I wasn't aware of strawberries. See, my wife is like deathly allergic to strawberries. So that would be out.
Back-to-back really good sliders.
I wouldn't be able to have that.
Much like we talked about with
them being in the refrigerator.
Nights, right, where you're sitting
she'll break out, man. I don't know.
Back on track. I mean, can't quite finish.
You would think that would have to be to the touch or the acidy stuff on the. Strawberry to actually touch her, but
Moreno was the last
she says no.
inning.
Some
of it, I think, could be in the mind. You know, the mind is very strong.
His debut and Bryce Elder getting called up. Those
guys
cruise through 5.
Get sick. It's
been a slower pace and a lot of at-bats like this, long at-bats, as Moreno stays alive.
Chondriacs, hydrocardiacs.
There was a stretch last night between Elder and Diaz where we had 18.
But you know what I mean? The people that
it went quickly
can get sick just because somebody else is sick, and their brain makes them sick.
Pitch number 9 of the at-bat, and there will be a 10.
She'll swell up and can't breathe. So I wouldn't be able to do strawberry.
As a pitcher, does this just frustrate the heck out of you?
Absolutely. We do buy a lot of bananas.
Pitches, right? He's putting pitches on the corners.
I'll definitely start eating more banana. And the potassium,
really
I get
velocity.
Look
at this here as it seems to get better.
Should help with like energy levels
along
too.
Here, 98 miles an hour on those
say,
last 2.
They say if you want to
somehow Moreno is finding a way to stay alive.
Have a better night's sleep or whatnot, eat a couple bananas before bed.
And ultimately, Moreno is going to win the battle. He walks for the 2nd time.
Chris Sale getting in a little bind here.
Well, this was the first.
We're in
one
the bottom of the 3rd, 2 outs,
but
runners on 1st and 2nd.
Slider is, and Sean Murphy wanted it down and in, and Chris Sale misses up and away.
Guys and gals, what they were saying earlier is the Braves are looking for Sale to pitch one more time before the break.
Like, hey, a quick visit.
So
you already
this
burned
coming
one.
Sunday,
you ask yourself, and I'm sure Murph was
Sale
a little bit knowing, hey, if I don't want to burn a
pitch.
2nd one unless they want to do it. So Eric Abreu takes charge.
Sale has said that
and talk to Chris
pitching
Sale,
in the All-Star game doesn't matter.
Him a little bit, get back on track, and you can see, Chris Sale, as high intensity as he is listening intently here right now to Eric Abreu.
He said if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
At least I can only speak for myself.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I said it yesterday.
What pitching coach was saying.
It is me being selfish.
And you're not even listening.
But I don't want any of our guys.
Rick Cranitz still back home dealing with the family issues. So Eric Abreu stepping in that role.
For the simple fact,
2 on, 2 out, and now Jake
it wouldn't
McCarthy.
be as bad this year as last. I mean, we have 2 pitchers and Marcell Ozuna going to the Derby.
You didn't listen to your pitching coach.
Yeah,
is that what you said?
It's a trend. It really hasn't matter who's talking. Rarely am I listening. And wasn't it McCarthy?
Well, like the year before when
threw that first pitch slider,
the whole damn team nearly made it to the All-Star
some of that
game.
magic from the first
They
inning.
came back so sluggish, so wore out. You could tell they partied.
Another slider.
It took him 12 days to get on track.
0-2. Curious to see if he tries to now go with something faster here.
For me,
thanks for the heads up, Bob.
And go for the striker. You're so far
Bob says the Giants are currently winning.
With the heater, those swings to me looks like
I think the Dodgers went down by the.
Great weapons. He can go.
Now I don't know what the final score is.
I've seen that slider swept out of the strike zone one time.
Phillies were up over top of the Dodgers 9-1 earlier.
Could do with that.
All right, so that's going to be out number 3 for Chris Sale. That's going to end the 3rd. We're heading to the top of the 4th. All right, Adam is 0 for 0, 184 average,
12 hits.
573 OPS with 7 homers.
Had his first
high
run
outside,
against
ball
righty
1
on Sunday when the Braves beat the Phillies 6-0. And now he deals with the righty Zach Gallen.
Gallen was in there. Strike 1. Oh, thanks, Bob. The final was of the Dodgers game, 10-1.
Center field Thomas, though, is there. And there's 1 out.
I'm telling you, the Phillies, yeah, we walked away with the series.
Hit it on the nose, but nothing to show for it.
We really struggled. The Phillies are a tough team. Well, that'd be cool. Gene, are you guys getting together then, huh?
Might be able to pick it up.
You guys ever met
face
to face before,
Gene? Doing the Eddie chant here at Chase Field. It's popular back at Truist Park.
Oh, hey, Samuel. Oh, George says, George says incoming raid.
Another chance for Thomas.
Hello from CeeLo, says Samuel. Welcome in, Sam.
Fans, since the 21 Major League season, Truist has donated $755 to the Henry Louis Aaron Fund for every Braves homer. They'll continue through the 2025 Major League season with a minimum commitment of $1 million.
Rounded out.
And right now, 102 homers, over 77,000 raised. And this guy had homer number 102 last night.
Oh, yeah.
And a big one. And he's had a couple of good swings here where he's hit the ball hard. He had that RBI base hit. See him just in front of that curveball from Zach Gallen, and we've started to see this with Sean Murphy. His swing looks like it has been in a really good place. He's seen the ball well, and
that'll be cool when you can.
Swing, and we have seen a lot more contact and good contact lately from Sean Murphy.
Oh,
that one almost contacted his shoulder. 1-1. He gets out of the way.
Got real close.
And see how that elbow comes out, kind of part of his swing. That wasn't like he was trying to get hit, and then got it out of there pretty quickly.
That homer by Murphy last night was the second time this season the Braves either tied the score or went ahead with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The other instance being April 14th in Miami when Ozuna hit a big homer for the Braves to get the victory there against the Marlins. And then Sean Murphy doing the same yesterday when he tied the game in the 9th.
Oh, man.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. You guys finally meeting up.
Payoff pitch from Gallen. Towards short.
It's going to be a chopper to shortstop over to first base. Out number 3. So that's going to be the end of the 4th, top of the 4th. We're going to head to the bottom. We're going to see if the Diamondbacks can get some offense going. Yeah, Samuel T14, welcome in, my friend. There you go. Hey, I forgot to ask earlier in the stream, can you guys hear me better tonight? Do I sound better? I actually put the microphone back over there. Hey, CeeLo, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I appreciate that, my friend. Awesome, man. How about these Braves already jumping on top 2-0 there, CeeLo? Certainly appreciate that like. Everybody that has dropped them, thank you very much. How you doing, Mark? Yeah, no problem, bro, my friend. We had H-Town Sports last night donated 30 memberships. And then I'm struggling to remember the other guy. I got him as a. Let me look here. I apologize. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. The Ace Avenue. He donated one yesterday as well. So we definitely thank those gentlemen for their donations. Why, you can't hear me? It's back to where it used to be. We'll try that. I appreciate that, Mark. I really do. Starting to feel okay. I wouldn't say feeling better, but starting to be okay. I've been seeing a lot of doctors now, and I'm still not done. There's 8 different things that I have to see specialists for, so a lot of things. So, but little by little, they're starting to prescribe some medications, and it does seem
personal.
Oh, sorry about that, Gene.
And the
it does seem that
against Alex
things are starting to work better.
It was 3 pitches in the first punch out, 4 there, and so 7 pitches and 2
As much as I hate to admit it,
against his former strength coach.
I'm not somebody like.
Thanks for all the help over the years.
I'm not
However,
too keen on taking pills or medications. I'm not about the big pharma stuff.
As he tries to strike out the side.
It's hard for me to admit that I need it. I realize we're a little ways away from it, guys and gals, but
0-2. Well, he could have a 10-pitch, 3-out, 3-strikeout.
Tuesday,
it'd be a beautiful thing.
23rd. I will not be able to stream. I won't be here
with Chris Sale. We know how much he prides himself.
That is the day that I'll be in the hospital
and
again
not putting
overnight.
pressure on the bullpen. It's a big deal to him.
We're wanting to do some more studies.
And the 0-2
or testing, whatever it was they wanted.
Kevin Newman started the year in AAA, called up in early April, actually, in that series in Atlanta, Truist Park. Has stayed up ever since. Line drive, Ozzie Albies has it. Thankfully, Sale was able to duck out
nice.
of the way. That could have been trouble.
That's going to end the 4th for us. So we are heading to the top of the 5th with the Braves leading 2-0.
But he can breathe the
Oh, you guys can hear me just fine? All right, well, Kenneth told me that the mic was so far away. There we go. We'll try that. All right, go away, shoe fly. You got it buzzing me. You dive bomb me, Hazel. Did you get it? Get that fly. Only damn fly in the house, too. I hate that. Yep, time to go buy a fly swatter. We got a fly in the house. All right, Gino, I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I realize it's pretty late. We're already at 10:43, and we're only going into the 5th inning, so. But I do appreciate you stopping through for the first half. Hey, Kenneth says hi. Come here. Hey. 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 Hey, you. Come here. Hey. It's Lan. Come here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're mean. She won't jump up here now. She tracked that fly. All right, so we are back.
Ben Ingram's tweet today, but the win probabilities that we have
Almost.
access to are always kind of fun to look at. I saw Sarah Langs also tweeted the one out from last night's
All right,
ball
so
game
here comes
where it
the
looks
pitch.
like one team
Down
has
and
got
dirty
that
for
game
ball
in hand, and
one.
You just kind of see the free fall.
So
of that
Orlando
win
Arcia 0 for
probability
1 today
completely
with a
changes
210
over
average
the
and a
4 games.
575 OPS.
It looked like the
6
Arizona
home
Diamondbacks,
runs
and obviously
on
we know
the
just by
season.
watching the game and looking at the score, but
I turned around, buddy.
probability saying this game was pretty much theirs. And the Braves came back and won 3 big
I hope they do. We definitely need the
that
sweep.
win probability,
We definitely
and
need
then
it.
Sarah Langs, who does such a good job.
Really
covering
dominating,
baseball. She always says,
dominating
like you're going down
the
slide.
Dodgers today.
That's what it felt like. I mean,
So,
that was a roller coaster.
We're going to make up
night.
some distance on Philly. We need them to lose and us
2-2 pitch to
continue win.
Orlando. Checked down. He did not go. See, we could call it the Sarah Langs win probability slide that goes into the water in right center field. See, now we're getting ideas going.
Yep, and show them up there, right? Hey, this is
Kenneth says we've reached 30 likes, everybody. Thank you so much for
and
that
so
already.
so when something happens like last night,
we have another
the
night of
Diamondbacks
50.
will hope it doesn't happen.
Or how
to them.
about we set it? How about 44
Down goes
likes?
But then
See,
someone
come on,
dressed up as a
Arcia.
snake has to go down the slide and into the water.
I don't like that kind of behavior.
Okay.
Takes his bat and just smashes it on the ground. Act professional. You get paid millions of dollars, my friend. Act like a professional.
Back to the top at Kelnick, who had a single in the first and a single in the second.
You have a lot of youngsters with their eyeballs on you, my friend. And that is poor sportsmanship for you to do.
The second baseman, Marte. Wide throw. Got him, though. Tag applied by Walker.
Kelnick gets tagged as he runs by out number 2.
Was that here yesterday, or was that in Philly? Almost the same similar play there for Jared Keller. When Clemens was over at first base and they had contact when the Phillies were in town. A couple of high throws here. This is really the only time that you would be okay with a runner going head first into first base. Not even saying he should have done it there, but that's really kind of the only time that even coaches are okay with it, to try to avoid that tag when you see the errant
Hey,
throw.
thank you, Ricky. I appreciate
Walker
that.
Just did get him 2 away.
I can actually honestly say this channel was the first channel
Chris
to
Sale
use it.
staying loose. He's got the Diamondbacks scoreless through his first 4
I used it
pitch.
last year while it was still in beta for a few games only. And then I've used it every game I've done this year, except when it's not, when it's not working. But you can also find it being used over on the Go with CeeLo's channel. I do believe Dixon Way uses it. I'm not sure if there's anybody else currently using it. It is a pay feature. It's a pay feature with the MLB that you got to pay a monthly fee to be able to watch the 3D. But they allow it to be used on YouTube. They've never messed with us about it. It's a fabulous thing to have.
This one misses the dugout. It remains 0-2. Oh, Eddie
you might not be seeing the real people, but you're seeing a 3D representation of them.
Non-stop being asked
live.
for baseball when you have a big league.
This is real time.
Eddie just looks like
now,
he's sitting in the park under a shaded tree over there.
Are they melting down into the ground and elevatoring out? No.
That's your choice, huh? Under a tree, you're going with the peanut butter.
What they do up there at bat, what they do when they're running,
I was thinking maybe like
that is all real time.
That's fine,
it's just
too.
like watching
I know you'd have a burger with it with no bun.
That's right. Well, they have a really uniquely named restaurant here. Really, a couple of them
all
out
right,
there
looks
left
like
field that leaves you guessing. What do they actually serve? Well, there's one place called Cold Beers and Cheese Burgers. I've been there both days.
Vegan spot.
And then bourbon and bones. Is that bourbon and chicken? You think that's what that means?
I think it is, yeah. You could serve some ribs there, too, I guess. Another vegan spot. Marte on at first.
That's going to do it.
Is starting to cruise a little bit, but the Braves still have a 2-0 lead. There they are.
So they say that we'll see how far Snick puts Chris Sale in tonight. We'll see how far he uses him. They're talking that he'll pitch again Sunday before the All-Star. If he does in fact pitch, I would not look for him to be pitching in the All-Star if he pitches Sunday. I love that one. That's a grounder over to Austin Riley, over to Matt Olson for out number 1. Oh, well, thank you, Goose. Appreciate it. That's Goose Sports, everybody.
Remember Kevin Brown being like that, played with him, and kind of similar personalities. Randy
on
Johnson.
The Go with CeeLo. There's a link for on the Go with CeeLo.
Unbelievably intense on game day, and then it was over. All smiles and the nicest guy you've ever been around.
And I remember a quote from Chris Sale. There's Randy Johnson. from Chris Sale, who wears Randy Johnson's number, by the way. Another tall lefty in his honor.
You check
But
him out
earlier
by
this
going
year,
to
when Sale was asked by the media about his competitiveness, he summed it up quickly. He said, "I am pretty laid back off the field, but not when I step inside those white lines." And I think
I do recommend that channel.
Reporting documented that well.
It's easy to rally behind when you have the same uniform on, and again, you know your guy means business, and anything short of a win is just not going to be tolerated. So he gives you everything he has, and he expects that from you too. So I think that's what keeps guys on their toes. And we talked about in spring training. Was it an intensity and an attitude maybe that this team needed a little bit that nobody was really expecting and anticipating? And I think that has been the case.
But yeah, to get back to the Randy Johnson thing, his previous number for Sale was number 41, but that is retired.
All right, so we're in the bottom of the fifth,
so
one out.
To number 51 in honor of.
Hey, bada, swing, bada.
1-2 pitch, and he blows it.
That's going to do it for
Randall
out
Bridget.
number 2.
Little Randy Johnson-esque there, 2 away.
Well, there certainly are some similarities with the big lefties and the body types and different deliveries, and again that demeanor. And there's a good-looking heater at 96 miles an hour.
There's no crying.
Zone there from Chris.
There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
7 more strikeouts for Chris Sale.
Hey, bada, swing, bada.
And look at the last 4 starts. 10 strikeouts, 7, 8, 11. Now you get 7 more here. And over the last 5 starts, he's only given up 4 runs, as he just continues to have such a tremendous season.
1-1 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th in the
really only saw that
still
one
leading
bump in
the
the road. He bounced back
Diamondbacks
from it
2-0.
really well. That first start that he had after winning pitcher of the month, and it seems like forever ago because he got right back on another incredible run.
Yeah, that was June 1st against Oakland.
Count to stay the same, and we'll do it
was
again.
The most he had given up since the 2019 season, but that's been the exception. Everything else has been so good. Slider downstairs, 2-2 to Gurriel. Struck out another one. Give him 8 now.
Got him swinging.
That's down to 2.
That's going to be 5 or 6 Ks on the day for Sale. Eight Ks. Okay, thank you. I didn't realize he had 8. I thought 6. I don't know, Kenneth. He was gone. I know He had to go plate his truck. And he had to renew his license. I know those are a couple things he had to do today.
A little more as
Here
you
we
look
go,
at
back
the
to the
home
field.
run leaders in the National League. Braves and
First pitch was
Diamondbacks
a
heating
ball.
up this month.
That was one of those things that, yeah, it was a little bit of a slower
Austin
start
Riley,
with
1
the
for
home
2
runs,
with a
but you're not going to keep
254
this
batting
lineup
average.
down. These guys have not forgotten how to hit home runs, and it felt like it was just a matter of time for this club, and it really has started to happen, and good to see.
And before that last month span, the Braves were 17th overall in Major League Baseball as far as the number of homers hit. They've climbed up to 12th now. And obviously we know they hit them at a historic pace last season. And starting to get a little bit more in that direction. Certainly a long way to go, but this offense has looked a lot better as of late for Atlanta. One-two knuckle curve takes care of Riley, and there's one away. Speaking of the home runs too, CJ, don't forget that the Braves pitching staff has allowed the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball, and that obviously counts in a big way too.
And a couple of different reasons. One, they do a nice job of generating swings and misses, and a bulk of their guys keep the baseball on the ground. Really good ground ball rates that we see from a lot of these Braves pitchers, which of course is counteractive to hitting home runs. The pitching staff has been excellent all year long, even as they went through that phase of trying to figure out who the fifth starter was going to be. We're still doing some pretty good work.
Right center field, nobody's going to get to this thing. Out to the team.
That's going to be a hit for a base double.
To second base with a stand-up
Matteo with a stand-up double.
It was all about the glove in last night's ball game for Matt Olson, but now here he comes with the bat. There is a fastball right down the middle. The approach here for Zach Gallen has been interesting. It's been all cutters and four-seam fastballs tonight to Matt Olson, kind of opposite of what we've seen to Austin Riley, where we're seeing all the breaking pitches. And third time around, you're not getting that fastball past Matt Olson, not at 93 miles an hour.
So a runner in scoring position. You also have Gallen nearing 100 pitches. Thiago Vieira is warming for the Diamondbacks.
Thiago Vieira.
Well, let's have a look at our best coverage, brought to you by Alpha Insurance. Most runs driven in before the All-Star break since the Braves moved to Atlanta. Marcel's third on that list.
I really like how you're setting this up with a runner on right now, and as this ball gets ready to get deposited into the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen, it'll be tied with AJ.
Let's see, 1-1 from Gallen. A good eye, knuckle curve low and away. And Marcel, because of that incredibly strong first half, a deserving All-Star, headed to his third All-Star game. Out in front there to even the count.
And the reason that Marcelo's got so many RBIs, he's been a really tough at bat with runners in scoring position. His ability to use the entire field. Right, we've seen him drive the ball out to center and right center. We've also seen a lot of those base hits when there's runners in scoring position up the middle and to the right side. There's a lot of space up the middle right now in the infield.
Good eye, full count. Adam Duvall on deck here with one out and Olson at second base. Pitch number 102 for Gallen in just a moment. Since coming back off the IL, he threw 77 pitches, then 85, and now tonight
what a great game, though.
Third start back.
Hey, H-Town. Welcome in, Fred.
To the left side.
That's going to be a base hit. That should bring him home. No, Matt's going to hold up at third.
Base.
We got runners on the corner, one out.
He's 2 for 3.
Braves are.
We saw him chase some
Braves are
curveballs
threatening to
outside
score.
of the strike zone, and this time around he gets one that he can handle. And even though they had him shaded to the left, he hits this ball hard enough at 104 to get it through that left side of the infield.
Good night, David.
You would have to think that either way, this is the last batter that Zach Gallen will face with a lefty Rosario on deck. As Adam Duvall digs in here. Bouncing it foul, 0-1.
And they have Duvall played almost the same exact way that they had Marcell Ozuna. The difference now, though, is there is so much room on the right side as well because you have Marcell at first. And you know, obviously do this based on the data that they have. But remember, this is a really fast infield. And ground balls get through quickly.
Atlanta getting both runs back in the second inning, and we've been at 2-0 ever since. Oh-2 from Gallen, and Duvall crushes it. A no-doubter. Duvall got it all.
That is home run! That man gets a dance. Woo! 441 feet to the Duvall. Nothing. Oh, bam! That was no doubt. That was almost in the upper deck.
They are going to take Zach Gallen out of the game after that swing. We will be back in a moment.
What did you tap for?
Dad, Auntie Gigi.
My sister. She's a fighter.
When you tap or order online at participating grocery stores, MasterCard will donate 1 cent up to $5 million to Stand Up to Cancer. Standing up for the people we love, priceless.
Aha! It's to have a treat. That's right. 441. Almost had the 4. There you go. 44.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you.
Look at how I go with this one.
Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. By Xfinity. Stream Braves baseball with Xfinity because it's only live once. And by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. Well, the Braves now enjoying a 5-0 lead thanks to that man, Adam Duvall, with a long 441-foot homer. And that forces Zach Gallen out of the game. So the Diamondbacks turn to Thiago Vieira here, the 31-year-old, in the 6th inning. Eddie Rosario fouls back his first pitch. He is a strong guy as Vieira out there in the center of the diamond.
And he's got a big time fastball, averaging 97 miles an hour with it.
A little better, huh?
So far this season. He has given up 8 home runs in 35 innings, so the long ball has been a big issue.
Eddie, he's trying to bunt it. He has so much. Right back to Vieira with the infield shifted over. Newman makes the play and gets Rosario 2 outs.
So an absolute bomb there for Adam Duvall. 13th longest home run of his career, at least here in the StatCast era, which first goes back to, what is that, 2009 when it starts, I believe, or is it 15?
I think it's 15, yeah.
I forget which one starts 09, but either way. But you were wondering about kind of what happened here in the history for Adam Duvall and the big home run that he hit back in 2021 of 483 feet. That is the longest home run for Adam Duvall on record in this ballpark.
Yeah, that was September 20th, 2021 to left center.
I'll have to take some time and mess around on the phone and make some more of them.
At the time, it was the second longest homer hit in this park in the StatCast era. And he did not get cheated in this inning either with that long bomb that made it 5-0.
He had another one that he hit 441 feet here as well. That one was back in 2018.
I'll tell you, Eddie might have been 1-4 last night.
Well, we
but
mentioned
that one
how
hit
these
came at
Braves
the right
hitters
time when it needed to
they
be.
love this ballpark, and that's not unique to Atlanta. It's across Major
Without
League
it,
Baseball.
we would have never tied
Guys
the game.
like to come here and hit. That's been the case so far in this series. Certainly was the case for this man, Sean Murphy, last night. Reaches for it, and it's just foul down the line.
Oh, let's see that again.
The 5 runs and the pitch count getting up on Chris Sale. We got some action down in that Braves bullpen, and he did look like, as we talk about so often with him, the way he finished off that inning, kind of digging deep. We saw some good velocity from
Jesse
him
Chavez
to be able to finish off Gurriel with 97 miles
warming
an hour.
up in the bullpen.
The way Jesse's throwing right now, pretty decent chance he may be starting the 6th inning for the Braves.
Murphy battling.
You know, usually if you're going to go back out, if the starter's going to go back out in that spot, they'll call down to the bullpen. They'll tell Jesse to go along with them. It's kind of the phrase that you use, and you get up, you start throwing. It's kind of batter by batter. If he needs help, they're going to go get him. But I think what we're seeing here looks like he's probably gotten all the way ready. We'll find out soon enough.
So as a pitcher, you're kind of adjusting how hard you're throwing in the pen?
Absolutely. You pace yourself.
Murphy trying to keep this inning going, and
that's going to drop in.
Grichuk maybe could have got there.
Murph's going to get a 2-out single.
And Sean Murphy has a single.
It's been a good night for Sean Murphy. Had the RBI.
Got Orlando Arcia heading to the plate.
Hit yesterday, and he's caught a great game here so far through 5 shutout innings as he gets a little breaking ball that the speed differential had him out front, but watch how he keeps his hands back just long enough and that barrel back so he wasn't fooled too badly.
So the 6th inning has turned out to be a big one for Atlanta. See if Orlando can add to it.
We'd love to sweep them.
High and tight.
So I know you know that, of course, we have bullpen telephones. That's how the communication happens. But there's always the backup hand signals. And you know, right, hat off the head is like, is the guy ready? You take your hat off back and you say, yep, he is ready. But there is one for what Jesse might be doing here as well, which you may not have ever seen before.
Is that a tease to take us to break?
Got him.
If he doesn't go out there.
Gotta do it
for on the other side on Valley Sports. But first we have to document Adam Duvall in the 3-run bomb to left.
Gotta do it for the top of the 6th.
5-0 at left.
You find everything you needed?
Yes.
Hey, Kenneth, why don't you rally the troops? Why don't we head on over? If there's anybody that'd like to join me over there on CeeLo's channel and drop some likes and whatnot, then we can round that out by hitting up Dixon's channel.
hitter by hitter.
All right, here we go. Jesse Chavez pitching.
And Jesse's still waiting.
We got Christian Walker at bat.
Part of the order here.
Christian is 1 for 2 on the day at 266 average.
So bullpen week is over, but that doesn't mean we can't still talk about what goes on in the
22
bullpen. So
home runs on the
season.
season.
Is the guy ready? Well, if you want him to go along with the hitter, that's it right here. This is the sign that you would get for whatever reason if the phones aren't working. Go along with him. And now you speak bullpen. You can do bullpen sign language. Go along.
Also the universal sign if you see a dolphin out in the Gulf, right? Come on, friends, come and watch.
And this can be a little bit of a challenge. Now, Jesse, of course, has been around for a long time, and he completely
they started
understands how
Sale.
to handle these spots, and no doubt he shares
My
it with younger
apologies.
leaguers when they first get to the big leagues. But you don't want to overdo it too early.
Looks
You
like
want
they're
that adrenaline
gonna
to come up, and then you don't go in the game. You kind of try to time it the best.
They're going to go
you
by
can.
ear.
And so it's one, and they could also say, hey, you definitely have the third hitter of the inning. That is always a possibility. Or it's hitter by hitter.
Rays are going to win.
You
10-0.
could be in here at any moment.
I hope.
Any other bullpen signage we need to be aware of?
You know, it's funny. I wouldn't even have thought about the one until it actually comes up. These are like little things where your memory gets triggered.
Another strikeout for Sale. He is still feeling good. That is 9 of them now.
That's right. We're looking for 44 likes tonight.
Yeah, and good velo. And again, you know how badly he wanted this 6th inning. And it's good location, too. That is a great swing and miss spot up and into a good hitter in Christian Walker. And all of a sudden, the strikeout machine has been turned on here for Chris Sale going back to the 4th inning.
Yeah, 3 straight strikeouts, right? He had 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, now 1 to start the 6th as far as strikeouts are concerned for Sale. This is one guy he has not struck out or even gotten out in this ballgame. 2 walks for Moreno. Grounder that will get up the middle, so Moreno has reached all 3 times tonight.
All right, Snit. I mean, we're at 99 pitches, Snit. Come on.
He's on 99 pitches, 105 the season high for Sale, as he will stay in here to face the left-handed hitting Jake McCarthy. Line drive out to right center.
That
one is going to roll for a while all the way.
He's rolling. He's going home.
He's going to get on the board. Now McCarthy with that great speed has a triple easily. It's 5-1.
The left on left, you don't see too many good swings like this against Chris Sale. That's 95. It's down and in. Not a bad pitch, but give credit here to McCarthy, who hits it in the gap with his turf. You mentioned his speed. That is going to be an easy triple. You hustle to get this in to make sure he's not thinking about an inside the park home run.
Brian Snitker will get the ball from Chris Sale, but still, don't let that stick in the front of your mind. Another great outing for the lefty.
The 3 for Me only at Chili's is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, Tiny Drive-Thru Burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Oh, commercial. All right, so why don't we head on over to Dixon Ways? I'm gonna repay the favor. I already went to see Lowe's. Invited anybody that wanted to join us over there. I don't know what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like
Now the Diamondbacks 6th.
Sorry about that, everybody.
As far as runs scored.
Not quite sure what happened. Looks like we lost.
This offense has been what has carried
like
them with all the injuries they've had to that pitching staff.
Really don't know what happened.
And the struggles with the pitching is the reason that they are a game under 500 right now at this point in the season.
Thomas probably thought he was happy to see Chris Sale out of this game, but quickly down in the count against Jesse Chavez.
Inside there, 2-2. Alex struck out twice swinging against Sale. 2 down, 2-2 pitch from Jesse, and it runs full.
Three and two count.
Swing
and a miss. Got him swinging. That'll do it.
5-2 after 6.
That ends the 6th. We're heading to the top of the 7th. Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the stream. I have absolutely no idea. I didn't lose connection. I don't know what happened with it. Yeah, it was almost like the stream had ended, but it's not. What happened? What happened on your end then, George?
I was kind of
feeling well, we're back.
Almost dropped it on.
It's kind of hoping that the Dodgers would take care of business against the Phillies, but not the case there in the first game of that 3-game set.
Gotta be high and outside for ball
and
one.
Then the Phillies will finish the first half with the A's before heading into the break.
Not sure what happened, George. What happened on your end? I looked over and
2 balls and a strike here to Kelnick.
And my phone showed that it was asking to play something else. I was like, what the hell? I use my phone so I'm able to tell like if there's any issues with the screen.
This guy Vieira, native of Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Diamondbacks got him in early June.
He didn't give me no errors or nothing.
With Baltimore in May.
I looked at the back end. Everything's running. Everything was running over on OBS. There's no issue with drop frames or anything. It just it's almost as it shut off and turned on.
Baseball Reference. But here he strikes out Kelnick. And that looked like that may have been off the plate.
So Kelnick's going to go down swinging.
Big time fastball, but you're right.
That'll be out number one. We got Ozzie Albies heading to the plate with Austin Riley moving on deck.
To have control of the strike zone. You see a pitch that is off. You don't offer at it. And then the call
we'll have Matt Olson in the hole.
You can see why they like him with that live arm. Although, as you said, the fastball hasn't always produced good results for Vieira.
No, and we see more and more of that around the league, and it really is kind of eye-popping when we'll see upper 90s. We saw it and into the triple digits. We saw it yesterday as well, and kind of fascinating to see some high batting average numbers against big-time
we'll have to figure that out. I mean, I really don't know what happened
last night.
You can believe I'll investigate it to figure out what's going on.
After the top of the seventh.
I mean, that one was just super weird. It all happened when I opened up a browser to go
Vieira
to
has
Dixon's.
been well traveled. He started with Seattle in 2017, then a couple of years with the White Sox, then over to Tokyo for 3 seasons, and since coming back.
Hey, thank you very much for that subscribe. I certainly appreciate that very much.
Home.
And knowing you, I know that you already know this, but I had to look. Only 5 players from Brazil to play in the big leagues. That's pretty fascinating.
I have nothing in my back end telling me I got in trouble for anything.
All right. Yan Gomes, the biggest name to come out of Brazil.
That one off his glove, and Ozzie's going to reach.
Ozzie getting on. That's a 1-out single.
That Vieira could not glove.
We got the top of the 7th with a 5-2 lead.
Well, it's a tough one. You get the big high hop, and you're trying to time this.
Can the Braves start getting them bats running?
He just delivered a pitch. You see how he came forward there a little bit and threw him off, and it's a good thing he didn't throw that baseball. He might have thrown it about 120 miles an hour over to first, and who knows where it would have went. Christian Walker probably really.
And this guy's got an arm.
So Ozzie is aboard with
seen 102 mile an hour yesterday.
And Austin Riley now. That does surprise me. 5. I would have not thought it was a lot, but I would have thought it was more than 5.
I wouldn't think that's the same guy. This guy was. I seen 101 earlier.
So rare air for Thiago Vieira.
Low and outside. 99 mile an hour sinker for ball 1. Riley 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd.
That was ruled a single for Albies, so the Braves 9 hits to go along with their 5 runs tonight.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, get your chat votes in before the end of the 8th.
Ozzie goes for 2nd, and it's fouled back.
Oh.
Base stolen for sure. It was a really big jump, and you can see almost like he doesn't want to get the answer to when he knows the answer is to that question. That was foul.
Yeah, he got a tremendous jump. A single sandwiched in between
1 and 2 count to Riley.
Boston tonight, and now Thiago will check over.
He's going to throw over to first, but Ozzie easily back to beat the throw. Foul ball.
Well, maybe things just even out, because the one to Kelnick was not a strike. That one maybe was, but it's 2-2.
Yeah, it probably was. This looked like a pretty good pitch, and Torey Lovullo is pretty frustrated by it. 101 miles an hour, and That's interesting to see the miss when you had the lefty up, and then the miss with the righty, pretty much the opposite side of the plate.
Ozzie goes for second. He will take it as Riley strikes out. There are 2 away. Quick message right now from Alpha Insurance.
All right, so Big Matt Olson up to bat. That's going to be a hard hit. Easily thrown to first for out number 3. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th. The Atlanta Braves currently leading 5-3 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, let me get that updated. Thank you very much for that subscribe. I really appreciate it. Welcome back in, everybody. I'm sorry if you had to reconnect. I'm still kind of dumbfounded about what happened. I have no clue. That's right, everybody. We're at 32 likes on the night. Can we reach that 44? 44 to honor the great Hank Aaron, and to also honor our good friend Maverick from Maverick Sports, who's out there celebrating his 44th birthday as of today. Mav turned 44. 33, all right, well, thank you.
Chavez, and those are pretty cool too, right? And you will hear
we are back to Chase Stadium.
About the idea of being able to get to arbitration eligibility.
I want to win the count.
Those first couple of
Here
years
comes the
big
pitch.
Have a chance to
That's
make
going to be
some
foul ball, so
life-changing
1-2
money.
the count.
It is a big deal, and one of the many benefits that come along.
Kevin Newman with
being a big leaguer,
who is 1-2 for the day. 288 average with a .717
trying to get to that 3 years
2
of
homers
service time where you start
on
to have a
the
little negotiating power is a nice thing, and it's a big
20
accomplishment.
ribbies.
And now year number
That's
17
down and
for
a far
Jesse.
away.
Been traded a major
Down
league
and
record
dirty
10
ball
times.
Now,
But
now
most
even at
success
2.
that he has been in that uniform right there for the Atlanta Braves. And a caught strike as he paints
Got
it
him
inside
looking.
corner and takes care of
That'll be
Kevin
strike number 3, so out number 1.
This is what Jesse does, right? He's not going to overpower you. He is going to move the ball inside, outside. The balls that he throws are going to go a couple of different ways there, right? That's the cutter. So that one comes back in. He'll throw that two-seam fastball in the same spot.
Absolutely. Thank you.
He's a
Thank you,
master
Butterfly.
of corners.
So he came into the game there for Sale last inning. Got the ground out, then a strikeout, and now a strikeout to start the 7th inning. This one is lifted pretty deep to right center. All the way to the wall goes Duvall, but he has space.
Duvall at the wall, catches it. Out number 2. Diamondbacks thought they had it, but Keltnick.
Watch Jesse's reaction at the end of this.
He decides no. Or excuse me, that's Duvall. Duvall says no.
Thank you for that. And yeah, Marte probably just got under that and missed it a little bit, but you used the entire ballpark.
All fathers, Hail Mary for Jesse Chavez. Now 2 away here in the 7th as he deals to Randall Grichuk. This is also well struck.
That's going to be well hit. That might be back. Caught at the wall. Kelnick stealing it.
Nothing to show for it for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's going to end the 7th. We're heading to the top of the 8th. Braves still leading 5-2. We come back, we'll see Big Bear Barcelona at bat. Adam Duvall will be on deck, and Eddie Rosario batting third. All right, so 0-1 the count.
A double and a single for Ozuna. He wanted more there.
Oh, got to hold it, but foul ball.
Oh, who's going to get it? That guy. To right center. Thomas was shaded that way, so he did not have to move much. Duvall coming up. Our Synovus get their feature.
Marcel.
3-run bomb from the 6th.
Pop fly up center for out number 1.
And a very good pitcher in Zach Gallen. But the conversation surrounding Adam Duvall right now is his ability to completely change the narrative in what he can do against right-handed pitching. He had really scuffled. We showed you the numbers earlier. And he is like a completely different guy now over these last couple of weeks and feeling pretty good against the righties.
And you certainly love to see it. One of the best guys in the game, and Adam Duvall. And right now he's the difference in this ball game tonight.
And don't think the front office is not noticing, right? As we get a little bit closer to the
I don't know. These guys are praising Adam Duvall, but
as he does it again
he was
against the righty and wondering
if it wasn't for that home run that he had.
Game and say, you know, wait, the Braves need to find a platoon.
He was 0 for 12 in the Philly series. 0 for 12.
This guy's got a long track record
Until he hit that home run.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a slow start, but he is locked in right now against right-handed pitching.
I don't understand why they're praising him like that.
Force Torey Lovello to come out and make a change. We will be back. Joe Manaply is coming.
All right, we got a pitching change happening. So they're going to go to commercial. We come back, we'll have Eddie Money Rosario at the plate, Sean Murphy on deck, and Orlando Arcia batting third. We definitely like nugs.
But if it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Welcome back to Arizona. The Braves leading the Diamondbacks 5-2 here at Chase Field. 1 out, 1 on, and a couple of changes. Not only is Joe Mantiply in, but he will also face Eli White. 42nd appearance of the year.
Eddie Rosario now
not
being replaced by Eli White.
Chase rate at 38%. What does that mean? That he throws that two-seam fastball, changeup, curveball outside of the strike zone more often than not, and hitters have a hard time laying off.
So Eddie Rosario to the bench. Eli White from the right side of the plate steps in here. White replaced Rosario in extra innings yesterday. He caught the final out at the wall in left center off the bat of Gurriel that ended the ball game.
So we know the Diamondbacks, of course, are a really athletic team. Corbin Carroll, McCarthy, Thomas. The fastest guy in uniform when you look at sprint speed between the Diamondbacks and the Braves is that man right there. Eli White at 30 years old. Fastest man on the field tonight.
And the man that he replaced, Forrest Wall, was also very quick, but a very good option. He has versatility, right? And he also, when he gets on the bases, can create a lot of havoc.
Yep, and the good defense, obviously, if you want him as a defensive replacement, this is a good little test right here. And thinking about platoon with a guy like Eddie Rosario, depending how things are lining up, and you get the improved defense.
1-2 count. 1 out, runner on first.
Reaches for that and fouls it off. It hit him in the box, so ball was dead at that point.
I think the Braves have done a good job with a handful of those guys that they have. You mentioned with Wall and even Luke Williams and guys that have some versatility and some speed in their game, and you've got to have them in your system, and you'd like to have one on your roster.
Braves still trying to get another outfielder in Ramon Laureano back to full health, and then Brian Anderson, another player off the bench for the Braves, dealing with an injury. This ball is lifted.
That's going to be high and deep out to the wall.
Wall reaching up, and McCarthy.
That's going to bounce off the wall.
Look how far it comes back toward the infield. Heading around third for home is Duvall. He will score.
Duvall will score.
For Eli White.
That is an RBI triple. Great job, guys. 6-2 lead.
A good sign there. The things that you are looking for from your bench pieces. Can they come up big in big spots, and especially in pinch hit rolls? And it's a nice job on this two-seam fastball from Eli White to drive it the other way. It looked like it had a chance to get out of here, and then almost an incredible catch there in right field to get the long bounce back. But for Eli, he had to wait a little bit.
Actually, I worked on some of that today.
Whether or not he was going to score, and then once he saw him,
Kenneth, I don't know if I finished
turned it on between second and third to make sure that he did get that triple.
So they intentionally walked Sean Murphy, put him at first base. That sets up a potential double play ball with the runners at the corners, and Orlando Arcia digs in. Well, Eli White, a homer the other day at home against Philadelphia. Now a big triple here off the bench, giving Atlanta a little insurance in the 8th inning. Every game in that Phillies series, the Braves scored at least 5, and now you score 5 last night, 6 more here tonight. Braves starting to put together a little bit of a run. Reaching for it, fouled down the third base line.
We told you about the chase earlier. There's a good example of it on that changeup. That is the pitch that Manaply gets the most chase on, and especially to those right-handed hitters. Exactly half the time they will swing at that pitch outside of the strike zone. That is a huge number. That gives you an idea how good that pitch can be.
Let's see if Orlando can just put something in play to the outfield here to try to score another one. Foul tip into the mitt of Moreno, so it's a strikeout. 2 away.
Well, it's 90 miles an hour, but it's after the changeup, and so you think about pitch sequencing and disguising your fastball when you're not overpowering. Sequencing matters, location matters, and that 90 played a little bit higher than what the radar gun told you.
Back to the top, and Kelnick to center field. Thomas is back. He camps under it in front of the track to take it. But the Braves get another run home. It is 6-2.
MasterCard and Major League Baseball stand.
Story.
Stay awake, young man. Just a little more to go here. So Braves try to win the first 2 in this 4-game series, and Jesse Chavez gets more work here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, think about how this game started and where we are now, and the fact that we're into the 8th inning and it's only been 2 pitchers up to this point for the Braves with this nice lead. A really good sign, because again, no off days until we get to the All-Star break, and so preserving your bullpen the best you can. You talked about A.J. Smith-Shawver being here now is a big part of the reason why he is here, and so good to see Jesse helping out and getting deep into this game as well.
Last night, Grant Holmes threw 3 out of the bullpen. Iglesias
yes,
threw
they are,
2.
Kenneth. Yep.
Had not done that since the 21.
I got those games already scheduled out.
Joe Jimenez finished it off, and now Jesse Chavez, a long relief outing here.
And the biggest part of the lineup. Thinking about dictating the way that the rest of this game is going to go. This will be the toughest part, even though he came in with the runner on. Trying to go now through Gurriel, Walker, and Moreno. 3, 4, 5 for these D-backs.
Did that hit the bat? I believe it did. Yes.
Well, he swung at it, so I think even if it got him.
Yeah, maybe it got his hand too, CJ. He's kind of flexing that hand. I don't know.
Might have went bat and then shin. Oh no, that hit Murph.
That hit Murph, yes. Everybody's okay. Riley knocks it down, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it.
Ah, that's going to be a signal.
Came over there scorching off the bat.
All right, guys and gals, I need to get up for a few minutes. I will leave the sound on.
Tough play here again.
I'll just have to leave it on through the commercial as well.
Quickly these baseballs are going to get on you, and you can see the spin
right
about that and the way that ball is going away from Austin Riley off that right-handed bat of Gurriel.
So a leadoff single, and now Walker, the cleanup hitter. Saw a few signs around the park walking around pregame that said Christian Walker is my all-star, Christian Walker for the all-star team. A lot of folks here in Arizona feeling that he was snubbed, not getting the nod.
But for now, we'd like to see a double play, please.
100%. Well, that'll do. A cutter on the outside corner. Walker has a quick word for Paul Clemens.
That's a good call, and again, this is what Jesse Chavez does. He lives around the edges, and the baseball going in multiple directions, and this time it is the cutter and very little cut on it. And you see that sign of approval there from Sean Murphy as to say, yep, this is what we wanted to do, and you drilled your spot.
So one away, and there's a strike to the catcher, Moreno. He's the only guy that hasn't been retired tonight. A couple of walks and a single. Grounder to Ozzie on his second for one. Double play. 4-6-3. What a rifle from Orlando Arcia to complete it. On to the ninth.
Twice for the price of having it all once. For a limited time, the ultimate MVP haircut experience is the same as the MVP.
Tickets to Braves games at the Coors Light Chop House and a one-night hotel stay.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. By the way, you are also due up second in this inning. And the new pitcher, Humberto Castellanos, his fourth appearance this season.
And we haven't seen him very often, as you mentioned, just the 3 games in 5 innings, a couple walks, a couple strikeouts for him. No home runs allowed. Does have a pretty deep repertoire for a guy that has only pitched 3 times so far. 2-seamer, cutter in there, curveball, 4-seamer, changeup as well. And another guy coming out of this bullpen that is not overpowering. And what we've talked about with the Diamondbacks is their inability to get swings and misses late. And that has been a problem really for the entire staff. But not a lot of strikeouts coming out of that Diamondbacks bullpen.
Ozzie a single in the 7th, 1 for 4 tonight. That one almost hit him. Castellanos had Tommy John surgery in August of 22, so he missed all of last year. Began this season in AAA and then got called up on June 6th. Talked about it last night, CJ. We'll see how the rest of this road trip goes, but I feel like that swing by Sean Murphy last night could be one of those defining moments this season for Atlanta.
Yep, I would agree. I mean, you're one strike away. Obviously, the Eddie Rosario base hit that we talked about, but then the Murph with the big blow, and to the opposite field was such a good swing from him, and there was some emotion in that moment, and it may not seem like a big deal, but I'm with you. There are certain markers throughout the season where as a team you start to feel some things. Obviously,
sorry about that, guys and gals.
Accomplished a lot in their own right, but
I had to use the restroom and then the animals had to go out.
Team momentum right now that we're feeling around the Braves.
As you were coming off those 2 wins against the Phillies, so you take a happy flight out here. If you lose yesterday 3-1, obviously the season's not over, far from it, but takes a little wind out of the sail. But to win the way they did and see how happy the guys were on the bus ride back to the hotel, I just feel like a little magic.
We got Ozzy Albies at bat with a 2-2 count.
And then you
no
get the
outs, top of the ninth.
Today, and even though Zach Gallen hasn't been quite himself and has dealt with some injuries, you know what you're up against and how tough that can be. And so to get him out of the game with the lead, the big Adam Duvall home run, I think that's certainly another mark here in this series.
Ozzy up there battling. Lifts the 2-2 to shallow center.
That's going to be shallow.
It'll be the shortstop
for
Newman.
Easy can of corn.
A message right now from our very good friends at Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
And here's Austin Riley with 1 away in the 9th. Over the Iglesias pitching 2 last night, won't see him tonight. The good news is the Braves with a 4-run cushion. You've got options for the bottom of the 9th inning. AJ Minter is the one who is getting up and loosening. He did not pitch last night.
And when you see this with just 1 out, it pretty much tells you that AJ is coming in this game to try to finish things up for the Braves. Especially since he was already up the inning before, so no doubt he was close. If Jesse had gotten in trouble,
and
he would have been the guy to come in and bail him out.
He's got to pitch 3. Minimal, anyways. But it's the 9th, so.
That's a 4-pitch walk. Riley down to first with 1 away.
Hey, we'll take that. Run around base, 1 out.
First baseman, Matt Olson.
Matt Olson started the rally in the 6th with a double to right center. And Duvall hit that 3-run homer. That one bounces. Moreno has trouble finding it, but Riley stays put.
That one hit the home plate umpire too. We saw one last night that helped the Diamondbacks
Who's
out.
out there?
This one got past Moreno.
He couldn't find ball.
Let's see. Paul Clemens. Yes.
That's pretty
got a
comical.
little on the shoulder.
Where did it go? Where did it
Moreno
go?
has struggled. We get really deep with some of these stats.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Blocks above average or meh, or I guess
Squirrel.
you want to say it. But he is a -2. While our man Sean Murphy is near the top. It's getting late, Brandon. It's getting late.
Do that one more time.
So it's blocks above average.
Right.
BAA or meh.
We need to have that so we can just press a button whenever we want to hear that noise. I think they use that as torture for inmates somewhere.
That's how I get my kids to tell me the truth. What really happened?
These guys.
2-1. Olsen out to center.
Olsen out to center, but that's going to be easily caught for out number 2. Riley will be held at first, so we got 2 outs. Runner on first, top of the 9th.
Against the Big Bear.
6-2 lead.
Humberto Castellanos, Marcell Ozuna.
Castellanos.
A single and a double for Ozuna.
I don't know why I can't say it.
Curveball at the knees.
Castellanos is what I'm going to say. Pitching to Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna 2 for 4 on the day.
In the bottom of this inning, Minter will be facing 6,
caught the bottom of the box
order.
For strike number 2.
Trying to close out another victory here at Chase Field.
Come on, Big Bear. We know you can do it. Big Bear 2 for 4 today. Had a double and a single earlier in the game. 23 home runs, 73 ribbies. A .294 batting average.
Touch outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's all right. Call it even, because I think that first pitch was probably outside of the strike zone. The breaking ball that was down.
That should have been a strike.
In the zone.
So Castellanos asking Paul Clemens where that was. This one definitely off the plate.
That is the passive-aggressive move from pitchers. It's really what they're saying is, I believe that was a strike. I know it was a strike. Where did you think it was? Because I believe it was a strike.
But probably a good way for a pitcher to do it, right?
Without getting a guy too mad. But these umpires, they've been around. They know the game. What I would do, which is really terrible, and I've seen other guys do it as well, is that you would say, like, if you thought
stay the same, we'll do it again.
You would ask him, oh, did you see that away? And then he'd go up. Like, that would be the reaction. And meanwhile, the entire time, you know that's what he was thinking and that what the call was. And mind games that you play that umpires do not appreciate at all.
Yeah, I'm sure Paul Clemens has seen it all. That one gets by Moreno. Wild pitch. So Riley potentially.
Riley will move to second on the wild pitch. So the Braves now in scoring position, 2 outs. Big Bear with a 3-2
Moreno
count.
Down on one knee and anticipating a pitch up, and that 92-mile-an-hour fastball yanked by Castellanos.
And a chance for Ozuna to drive in another run to add to his impressive total. But he
swing and a miss.
Curveball, swing and a miss.
Gotta do it.
What did you tap for?
We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. Or wait a minute, are we in the 8th or the 9th? Oh, we are in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to go ahead and pull the chat poll down. That should have came down in the 8th. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we had a total of 61 votes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 78% of you thought that the Atlanta Braves were going to win, while 21% voted for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I would like to say thank you very much for you Diamondback fans joining us tonight and interacting within the chat and just being interactive overall. Thank you so much. We definitely want you to feel at home when you're here, when your team's here playing us, and you're here watching the stream.
You buy Truist.
All right, we are back to Chase
by Racetrack, here with whatever gets you going. And by Alpha Insurance. Back at Chase Field as the Braves trying to polish off a victory here. 6-2 is the score, and here comes the lefty A.J. Minter.
A.J. Minter will try to close this out.
His 28th game of
I have
the
a
season.
feeling
Allowed for A.J. Of course, got the good fastball, but the cutter has been kind of the good.
I'm going to say he's going to give up 3 runs.
29% usage and a really good swing and miss rate. So he's got himself a situation here, and we're looking forward to a quick one and getting.
I'm not a huge
Minter
fan.
Is Jake
I've watched him blow so many leads.
Did have an RBI triple back in the 6th inning. Here he hits it softly to short. Good throw on the run.
Got him at first. Out number 1. You ain't going for a triple this time, McCarthy.
Game number 90 of the season here for Atlanta tonight. And the Braves trying to get win number 51. It would be their 4th straight victory if they can hang on here. 2 outs away. Oh, and in between.
That's
Austin Riley takes with
Hopper to Riley over to Olsen for out number 2.
It's not.
The Diamondbacks are down to their last out.
With consistency from Austin Riley, you see the timing there on the jump, and then this pick again. We'll talk about infielders trying to create the hit, the hop, right? If they have enough time to keep it short, he did not. He had to play that in betweener. It was a tough one, and it's where the hands and the athleticism take over. 3-pitch inning.
Let's see. I know you're excited at the possibility.
No way he's swinging. Oh my goodness!
Grounder to Olsen. Flips. Minter steps on the back.
3-pitch inning for Minter. I eat my words. Made me eat crow. That's it. Braves win. Braves win. Game 2. 6-2 final score.
100% not allowed to get ice after you've only thrown 3 pitches.
They are up 2-0 in the series. This 4-game series versus the Diamondbacks.
And exactly what you wanted to see to kick off this road trip. A couple of nice wins here for the Braves.
All smiles for the boys in those Braves uniforms. Drama last night to get the win. Less drama tonight. 6-2. A
great
victory
game
for Brian Snitker and the game.
Slow.
Yeah, let's do it again tomorrow, right?
Let's do it. How about Eli White having himself a big hit in this one as well? Everybody chipping in and getting it done.
The big blow, Adam Duvall with the 3-run homer in the 6th. And the Braves will try to win game 3 of the series tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. But stay tuned now. We will go
All
back
right,
to
that was
postgame
great.
by Xfinity.
We are
We'll
up
be coming
2-0,
for our entire
and we are ahead
crew,
in
especially those staying up late back in Atlanta.
we need 2 more for the Golden Broom celebration, and we need 2 more correct votes to get that chat vote celebration.
To my right, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off and saying so long, everybody.
There you have it. So tomorrow night's game, guys, same time, same place, 9:40 Eastern, 8:40 Central. The channel will be going live at 8:20 Central. We're looking to see the Atlanta Braves to continue the sweep and continue on with that chat vote celebration. Let's hope. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that popped in tonight and showed your support. Thank you for the subs and all the likes. I think we did pretty well in the like category. We ended up with 37. We didn't quite make that 44. But hey, we'll take 37. Certainly appreciate it, guys and gals. But I am very, very tired. So with that said, I'm KGB from the C Sports Network and Clan HBS channel. And I will see you tomorrow night starting at 8:20 Central. And first pitch will be at 8:40 Central. First pitch scheduled for 8:40 Central. I will be live at 8:20. I hope to see you there. Until then, peace.